Yes! We get to the bottom, we go back to the top of the slide, we go round and round and go for a ride, and we get here to Wednesday night and we see you again. It's season 8 of Stray Cast. This is the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show. Hello, Bass Galaxy. I'm Pat Renwick. Happy 2023. What's going on? Yikes. I'm happy. Are you guys happy? Hey, we're back for 8 seasons. We thank you so much. Yeah. Wow. Thanks, Bass Galaxy, for accepting us into your lives. Bunch of schlubs like us. But thank you. We appreciate it, 8 seasons. And it's because of you, Bass Galaxy, and the amazing guests that we have on this show. We thank you so much. And speaking of amazing guests, tonight we're kicking it off. We're kicking it off 2023 grandiose. And we have our bud Seth Feider coming on tonight. Yeah. Force to be reckoned with, actually. Kid's a dynamo. Seth Feider, 2021 Angler of the Year, coming on the show tonight. He's going to speak his mind. It's a little fighter side chat. Right, Chinch? That's what it is. Hey, also, coming aboard the crazy train tonight to school, both Seth and I, it's our Uncle Denny Brauer coming on tonight. Yeah. Yep. Uh-huh. And returning on Epi 1, that's the hip way to say it, Epi 1 of Season 8, is the Bass Historians. That's Kenny and Terry. Yeah. You know them as the hosts of the Big Bass Podcast. Well, they're coming on as the Bass Historians tonight, right after Denny. And they're gonna bedazzle Seth and I with goodness and Bassin archives and history. I gotcha. It's my beard, Ginge. It's my beard. The guy over there telling me to sit still and stay in front of the microphone, that's the best damn producer in the business. He's right on the head like a crankbait in the spring. That's Andrew Ellenberger, the Ginger Ninja.
Yo, what's up, Bass Galaxy? What's up, Pat?
That's you. What's going on, Ginge?
How are you?
You're red like a spring crankbait, aren't you?
Yes, I guess.
And congratulations to you and Megs for celebrating your 400th year of vampire anniversary.
We're trying. Setting records.
Yeah, you guys are doing it. That's for sure. That's for sure. So that's awesome. Hey, man, season 8, bud.
We're
back
here
for 8.
Let's do it.
Ginge, how'd you do that? I don't know.
With love.
I know. Plenty of love. You almost killed me plenty of times, but the love overcame the
brother's hug, man.
That's right. You want to go practice karate in the garage?
Yep.
That's Andrew Ellenberger. And special shout out to our hype guy, J.R. Ewing, Rockin' Show Fantasy. That's right. He's up on the chat board tonight. And, you know what? We should close the show like this. You know how Seth likes to talk to the crowd? Let's just close it with that tonight. I didn't tell Seth, but let's do it. He
likes questions.
He does. I'll walk out. You walk out. Let's just let Seth talk until he wants to go home until Dayton makes him milk the chickens. You know what I mean? But but seriously, we might do that. I mean, that's the thing. We're gonna ask him. And then Ginge, I can't get over how elated I am. And thank you to you, and again to the whole Bass Galaxy for 8 seasons. It's pretty amaze balls, as you would say. Hey, speaking of amazing, you know what's amazing in 23? Straycast SCTV network is actually branching. Andy, the seed is growing to a tree. We're still saplings, but you know what I mean? But we have 2 new shows, not 1.
Dos.
We got 2 of them. Yeah, that's 2 in Spanish. And and get this. Get this, Bubs. Get this. The first show is a kayak show. You're like, what? Pat, a kayak show? That's right. I would not. I don't fish in kayaks. I don't know. I'll throw the 12-foot Johnny in the back of the boat. But guess what? There's a whole thing yeah, that's me. A John boat. There's a whole thing going on right now. And it's a whole kayak revolution. And we're going to have this new show hosted by angling prodigy Nolan Miner. It's called Pedal Pirates. For Nolan Miner has covered the old kayak derb deal. BASS kayak, cashing checks from Yaks, Snowland Miner, and the rest of the munch. His show's coming up soon. The other show premieres this Sábado, if you want to speak Spanish, this Saturday, and it's a returning show with a little twist. It's its own show now. It's Into the Great Wide Opens. That's right. The Great Wide BASS Opens. That show returns Saturday night, 7 p.m. Central. And, of course, Brad Leitner, the legend of the North, he returns as your host, but it's being co-hosted by the one and only Jamie Bruce, host of Get the Net podcast. That's right. Their first guest is Benny Milliken. He's fishing all night. They're going to drill Benny and figure out what's going on with this kid and the whole opens thing. And it's a whole war jungle out there. You know what I mean? You know where you are? You're in the jungle, baby. And we're going to find out about the opens jungle. That premieres this Saturday night, 7 p.m. Central. I'm getting through news. It's a lot of news, Ginge. I know we got it. It's a lot of news. Okay, like and share. Get this. So get this. Aha! Here's news. So you know that Seth is part of or wait, we don't know that. So wait, how am I going to do that? All right, let's wait till Seth. Yeah, all right. So I almost screwed the whole dang show up. Did you see how I did that? My gosh, we're off for 2 weeks, and what did I do? Anyway, we'll do that. Remind me to do that when Seth gets on. But the first like and well, he did the other one's news too. For crying out loud. All right, Chich, we got to do that at the beginning when Seth comes on. Yeah, see how well I did this? All right, amazing. But what I do know 100% right now is that we should be signing up for that half a spot worldwide derb. Like, if you're anywhere in the vicinity where you can catch basses right now, sign up for the half a spot official worldwide derb. Go on to halfaspotofficial.com and sign up. Download the app right on your iPhone, your Android, whatever the heck it is. Download it. Half a Spot Official. Chance to win money and have some fun while you're out bassing. That's for sure. Hey, Ginge, big news here. The Winter Winds blew in some news for us. We have a new sunglass sponsor, and that's Waterland. So thanks very much to Waterland Company for coming aboard. Heck yeah, Bassin Galaxy. That's what I'm saying. Thanks, Zach and Coop, for bringing us aboard the Waterland Company there. And, man, I'll tell you what, I like what I see. So I'm looking forward to trying out the Waterland sunglasses, and we're happy to be part of the Waterland family. We hope we make them proud. Proud. Ginge, I got a new rose. I'm in love again. I am. I got to tell you, I'm in love, bud. I'm in love. Can you give me love music? Do you have any love music handy? Like anything? That's you know what I mean? Yes, Ginge, I'm in love. And she's a woman from outer space. I don't know how to tell you. And her name is Xenon. Yeah, she's from Abu Garcia. It's a planet. Yeah, Xenon. And I love her and her two sisters. The LTX, the MGX, and the X. I'm torn between the three Xenon girls. But I'm going to find a way. But I know my love is strong. And if you haven't experienced the love of a Xenon, I suggest you do. Check him out on the Fishing Jack. What are you doing? That's amazing, Ginge. Hey, you know what it's time for? You know what I mean, Ginge? Let's get it. Let's bring it. Let's bring him back for 23. He's a fan favorite. He's a daggum fad favorite. He's all the way from Indiana. You ready for this guy? Is he somewhere? All right. We're getting to it. The whole show is going amazingly well. That's what happens when we take 2 weeks off. Yo, whiskey home. Ah, yeah. That's right. Take your whiskey home. Backed off the mic. See that? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, back for the 23 season. It's the one and only Luke Foley and Courtney, the whiskey gypsy and gypsette of the Bass Galaxy.
Guys.
What's going on?
What's going on? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
You look great, Luke.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
And Courtney, you look better than Luke.
Thank you. You're looking a little different yourself there.
It's my beard.
Yeah, I know. You keep them warm while you're out there fishing?
Yeah, I guess so. But it's a tradition for me. I usually grow it like all in like November. You know, like no
Like
shave.
no shave. Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know. I've just always done it. You know, and then I usually shave around the New Year. But I'm a little off on my shaving right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I was.
Well, you look good. You look good.
Do you like it, Luke? Do I look all right? I think I look
do.
way too old, and I look fat. I'm not really this fat. I just look this fat with a beard.
You're carrying some holiday weight.
All right.
Some holiday weight.
Don't make me
what
take
they
my
call
shirt
it.
off. Don't make me take my shirt off.
That'd be a good episode.
I've done that. I did a show naked once. I can't remember which one it was.
He's just kidding.
I was a guest. It was a guest. But anyway, welcome back.
'Cause that's better.
Yeah. How are you
it's good to be
doing?
back. I'm good. Excited for the show.
Hey, can you move over just a little bit closer to Courtney? I can only see half your face. That's great. Now give her a big kiss on the cheek, would you, for the whole Bass Galaxy? That's how the whiskey couple does it right there.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying. What are you sipping on? Not gin and juice.
No. I'm sipping on a 10-cup old-fashioned, my go-to.
There you
And
go.
then I
There you
am
go.
Whiskey, soda, and lemon.
Okay. And why are you guys not drinking llama lemonade after Seth Feider?
Oh, yeah, that would have been good.
That'd have been but I'm
would've
screwing
been
the whole
good.
show up already too. So
Yeah, we could have had 2 of them.
the whole like and share are announcements. And then I can't make yet until Seth comes on because they're new sponsors of his. But,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See how I was almost screwed the whole thing up?
That's all right.
We'll have Seth do it at the beginning. You know Fighter, right?
Okay.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I know,
you know,
Fighter.
yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's all right.
The Fighter side chat. I love it.
That's what we're doing right now, bud.
That's a lovely play on words.
Well, thank you. Actually, Andy Ellenberger came up with that. I can't take full credit for that. That was Andy.
Andy's a smart man.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a
he
genius.
Yeah. He makes me feel dumb when I talk to him.
He does. He's very much of a genius. He knows everything. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he may, after he talks and he uses his big words, I just want to take him out on the boat.
He says
out flipping.
hypotenuse a lot, and I don't know why he says
I don't
like
know what that
I don't
has
even
to
know in transcontinental configuration, and I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what he's saying.
squared.
Ninja words. Ninja words.
Are we really doing math on Straightcast right now?
I don't even know what's happening, but what I do know is that every week, Luke Foley, the Whiskey Gypsy and the Whiskey Gypsette, bring you, and Courtney, the Whiskey Gypsette, Luke's not a Whiskey Gypsette, bring you the 10-cup whiskey word of the week. And every time the Bass Galaxy hears that word, they take a little sip. And it doesn't necessarily have to be 10-cup whiskey. It could be a ice-cold, refreshing water, or cafe con leche, right here, or of course, wonderful 10-cup whiskey that I actually have Han Solo and Pedro Fighter official Lucky Rock are sampling this 10-cup whiskey bottle here tonight that I have next.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Han Solo loves 10-cup whiskey. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
I sent you a picture of William Shatner in a tin cup the other day. What'd you think about that? Yeah,
you did.
Yeah, I mean that's.
I for a minute there, you caught me in the middle of something. I thought maybe you actually knew William Shatner.
William Shatner was hanging out in the studio.
Like you got him.
You're cutting an album.
One of my T-shirts. I'm like, it's not impossible, Pat. I mean, you know a lot of people. You know a lot of things.
I know. I go to the grocery store a lot. But hey, the point of the matter is that every week here on Straycast, you give us a word of the week. And when we hear the word, we take a sip. And what's that word this week, Luke Foley?
Well, since you and Seth are Seth's on it, we're going to just bud.
But, oh, no. The word bud?
You guys call each other buds a lot.
Listen, bud.
Any text response he's ever sent me over these last 2.5 very exciting years has ended with bud.
People are going to be blitzed. They're going to be
Merry
absolutely
Christmas,
blitzed.
Happy New Year, bud.
Please, when you take a sip, please sip responsibly. We remind everyone the word is bud. Tonight when you hear bud, take a little sip ski and again, sip responsibly. Well, with that being said, I think since you're going to make the people have such a good time, that 10-cup whiskey is going to need a fork over. Andy, you got any excitement music? Or give me some excitement stuff. So 10-cup whiskey is going to have to do the inaugural like and share contest. That's right, Luke. That's right. Yes. And Courtney's bringing it to him. wherever they are.
Into 'em?
Could be in Connecticut.
Yeah,
Oh no.
could be
Yeah.
anywhere.
Well, no, we'll make it in we'll rig it so it's in a nice location, like Bermuda.
Okay.
Yeah, so
You
Courtney's.
know what? I'm in a good mood tonight. You got Seth coming on. You got the legend Denny Brauer coming on. I'm going to give out a 10-cup rod and reel tonight.
Oh, okay.
Oh, for real? Oh,
For real.
wow. Okay, we were gonna have
Just
we were gonna give away 4 cases of whiskey. But if you're just,
I think this audience would like a rod and reel better. So I'm going to give.
no, they
give
would
out
love it. They would
a
absolutely.
spinning rod and reel.
Absolutely
Yeah.
love it. So, hey, real cool. Like and share the live Facebook feed. And you got a chance to win a 10-cup whiskey rod and reel tonight. That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. See how I put you on the spot like that?
There's nothing wrong with that.
I know,
There's
but
nothing wrong with
it's really, I just forgot to talk to you about this earlier is all it is.
it. Yeah. And I forgot to talk to you about something else earlier.
Uh-oh.
While we're talking about stuff. So.
What did I do now?
Well, you gave Mr. Brauer my cell phone number, and we text back and forth.
Yes.
And I just
Isn't it
can't help
amazing?
myself, but every time he sends me a text, like it's Denny effing Brauer, but I don't. I was pitching a restaurant, a bunch of our high-end tequilas and whiskeys, and see, I don't have his name programmed to his number because I don't know how to do that without
Courtney, would you
dialing
do
the
that
text
for him,
message
please?
number.
I'll fix it.
And I don't
Denny
want to.
Brauer.
I don't want Mr. Brauer. I'm too scared to like call and hang up. So he thinks. I'm serious. These are my feelings.
Hey, Denny, what are you doing?
with
He hangs
Bass
up.
Galaxy. So I don't have his number saved. So every time, and he sent me a text. He killed that mountain lion out west.
Oh, yeah.
With the guy with flipping stick.
He did. He sure did.
That's what he did. With his old flipping stick. That's how he killed that. It was
I'm
his
sure-
saber-tooth tiger.
I'm sure he
And
did, fools.
he sent me a picture of it, and I got to wear glasses. I couldn't exactly see what it was. I get a car. I was like, that's Denny from Brauer.
Yeah.
So I sent him some whiskey and
Good.
you know,
Because I was
he
just going to
was
make sure
fantastic.
you better send him some if you hadn't already.
I did. I sent him the good stuff.
Oh, I got 14 here. The new 10 cup.
Well, I
14.
don't quite have 14. I sent him some 10 though.
The old 10 cup 14
No.
here.
Well,
I heard you
Yeah.
dug that up yourself. The old 10 cup 14.
well, we're gonna do a little bit of social media posts about it later. I
There
don't
you
know.
go. Hey,
My
that's
exploits.
that's in the memoirs. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Luke Foley. He's the Whiskey Gypsy. And that is Courtney. She's the Whiskey Gypsette. And they are the 10 Cup Whiskey Duo. Thanks again, guys, for the amazing
Thank you.
giveaway tonight that you guys got going on. Thanks for coming on the show every week. You're a fan favorite.
Huh?
Do you know that you guys are fan favorites?
Oh, that's nice.
And we get more.
Matt,
Go ahead.
Did you realize that we've been doing this for a year now? I've been on here for a year now.
You are. I mean, don't. No disrespect to Luke, but like,
Yeah.
if just you want to come on, that's fine.
Okay.
Because
I might take a night off. I
Yeah,
might
we
take a night off.
get more mail about you than they.
I want to see some.
Oh, I'll start forwarding them to you. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
It's just they're always just more Courtney, more like. All right, whatever. All right, there it is. Hey, let's get our guest of honor here. What do you say?
Yeah.
Let's
Sounds
bring
good.
the
Sounds
2021 Angler of the Year aboard. Let's
Yeah.
put those power poles down. Don't go anywhere. Like and share the feed. You got a chance to win a 10-cup rod and reel. I'm Pat Renwick. That's the Whiskey Gypsy and Courtney. And we'll be right back. Season 8 kicks off with Seth Feider. Yeah!
Things you let me see. Things you let me see.
This is the mountain, and this is mountain whiskey. Unspoiled, untamed, forever wild. There's no safety net, no way down. Up here, it's just man, and the mountain, and his tin cup. Tin Cup Whiskey, whiskey.
Want to know the difference between power bait and other soft plastics? Ask the fish. Berkeley scientists have. Thousands of flavors tested on thousands of fish. Natural. Man-made. Every bait that's ever hit the water. No matter the shape, size, or color, power bait is the only one that is scientifically proven. Fish bite and will not let go.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, buddy.
Welcome back to the cool sounds of Season 8. Stray Cast, the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show. And I'm your host, Pat Renwick. And proud to bring to you right now a 2021 BASS Angler of the Year. The Bassmaster champion. He's a proper son. Old son. He's a proper husband. He's a proper dad. He's a proper friend. And he is, ladies and gentlemen, the Proper Bassin man, Seth Feider. Here he is, right now, kicking off Stray Cast Season 8. What's going on? You look amazing, dude. I like the hat. I like the hat.
Yeah, I got my snow camo on.
Yeah, I like it, and I'm getting like a Jay and Silent Bob thing going, like vibe.
Okay.
And I really enjoy it from you. Yeah, you look good. Extra greasy, bro. Extra greasy, and I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. Yeah, man. It's good to
Appreciate
have
that.
you here. Thank you for kicking off this special season for us. And I'm a guy of I'm very superstitious. I like things in order that have went well in the past. And if that makes sense, I like things to I dwell on that sometimes. And why I'm getting at this is like I am very into the number 4. And season 8 is, of course, a derivative of 4. And this being the first episode of season 8, I felt it was apropos to have a good bud on. And that's you. That's you, dude. So I need you to know that I appreciate our friendship. I really do. And it's cool because a thing about this, I never thought in a million years that I would ever be a bass fishing talk show host. I never thought that would be my job. Okay? And because I'm such a fan of the sport of bass fishing. And a cool thing has happened along the way with a handful of professional anglers that I have met through interviewing on this show. And that's that I've become friends with them. And I mean, real friends, friends that talk and friends that share things. And we do that together. And I appreciate that. I want you to know that. As crazy as that might sound to you, it's a cool friendship. And thank you, Seth Feider, for that.
Thank you. I appreciate it as well.
Yeah.
And congrats on season 8.
Yeah, thanks, bud. Thank you, man.
Yeah. Still kicking.
Yeah, who would have thought that? I mean, I thought I would have imploded, like my over-under is just like Matt Robertson's, like who's going to implode first, you know what I mean? So I don't know. But we made it, and thank you very much for that those kind words. And you are a proper Bassin man. I mean, people, when they think of Seth Feider, like, oh, he's proper Bassin man. That's right. He's a cool dude. You're the cool pro to the pros. What do you think about that? Like, I say, Hackney, who's the coolest pro? That's Feider, man. Walk up, burning the dark.
He didn't say that.
I swear to God, play the tape back, bro. Andy, back me up. Back me up. Hackney says you're the coolest pro on tour.
Wow.
Play the tape back. Don't make me send you the clip. He went, yeah, that's Seth Feider, man. He's one of the coolest dudes on. You just walk up, smoking a dark, boom, 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 thrown out there. Yeah, that's Seth Feider, man. I don't know. That's not how he sounded. But he did go, no, but for real, he said that. I mean, so that's what do you think about that? The pros think that about you. You're the cool pro.
Cool. Hackney's one of my heroes.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite an honor to be thought of that way. And of course, you do have some credentials, some under your belt now to back some of that stuff up. But hey, I almost screwed the whole show up at the beginning because we're doing a like and share contest, but the like and share contest actually has to do with some announcements that you're going to make. So I almost messed the whole thing up for you, Seth. But anyway, we're also, we it's cool that we share some mutual sponsors. We both have Omnia Fishing, of course. One of the coolest places online to buy gear is Omnia. Yeah. We share Sims, of course. The cool people.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Can't see it.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
All day, every day.
Even right down to the skivvish. That's what I'm saying. We got Tin Cup whiskey, of course. Luke Foley is giving away a rod and reel today. Tin Cup whiskey.
Nice.
Yeah, rod and reel in honor. And
thanks, Fall.
Yeah, that's right. The Gyps is backing it up. Oh, and by the way, I guess, and this is more my fault than yours, but I guess the last time we did a show together, I think from your basement in the summer, like we gave away a prize, and it was my fault because I didn't collect it from you for some viewers. So for a lucky viewer that's not as lucky as he thought he was yet.
All right.
We'll make him lucky.
Should I bring it to Florida or what?
I don't know if he'll be there. Let's mail it to him. Let's mail it. Can you have Dayton go get a pair of Sims socks out of the drawer and just send him those? Clean ones.
I'm going to need them, though.
Call Patterson. Get another pair for you. But anyway, no, seriously, remind me to take care of that. But here's the real deal. Seth, you have not one, but two new sponsors that the Winter Winds have blown in. And go ahead and you want to tell everybody what you got going on here for 23?
Yeah, I just got on board with Impulse Lithium. I did a little battery testing late fall, and they were the winners. So signed a deal with them, and also got on with Power Pole.
Heck
so I'll
yeah.
be rocking poles on the back of the boat, and then probably have a new trolling motor whenever
Look at you.
it emerges from the depths.
When it happens to happen.
Yeah.
Now Seth's power pulling down for pleasure. I like it. I like it. But hey, get this. So I talked to Bill and Darlene from over at the Weidler family over at Impulse, and what they're doing because of you, all right, just because of you tonight, is they are giving away a Impulse Lithium swag pack. So what that is, so what it is basically hat, hoodie, carpet, graphic, shirt, the whole deal, right? The whole deal, all right? Now get this. Also, to everybody watching Straycast tonight, because in honor of you signing up with Impulse, 15% off if you buy Impulse battery.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
perfect time of year for it.
Yeah, exactly. And
ready for new boat ready.
Dude, so you said all kidding aside, and I beat the snot out of my Impulses all last year and flawless, and you beat the snot out of them in the fall, and that's why you actually had a few different brands to go with.
I did. I reached out to a couple companies and got a little sample pack from everybody and did some testing and see which ones lasted the longest on 100, and it was Impulse. So, and it works out good too. Billy's a good dude. So
yeah, and it's 100% reliable, and I think that's what a lot of things that we've experienced in the past in that deal. So if you want to try them out, you can. You know what? If you're not running lithiums anyway, you should be. Quite frankly, but so no matter what you get, you should get a lithium. But tonight, put in Straightcast 15, boom, honor of Seth, you get 15 off Impulse Lithium. What do you think? Yeah, that's all right. Thanks.
I like it.
Thanks, Impulse. Let's go, Bass Galaxy. All you got to do now, like and share the live Facebook feed, get some Impulse swag, and then buy some Impulse with 15 off. Boom. Deck up the sled. Now get this. The people over at Power Pole too, Seth, they're throwing in a swag pack too, bud. A Seth Feider swag pack. Yeah. Yeah, that's a hat and a shirt and all kinds of cool stuff. So all you got to do, like and share the live Facebook feed. So now there's 3 prizes. There's the Impulse.
I like it.
Yeah, the Impulse, the Power Pole, and the Tin Cup Whiskey. Boom.
Hell yeah.
There it is. Hey, we're going to get down to it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Now, I know we're friends, but I'm like, don't get mad at me. You got to be full disclosures tonight, okay?
Whatever.
All right, yeah, letting it rip. Letting it rip tonight. We're getting down and dirty. You know what I mean? But not really. We're just going to talk. But here's what I want you to know. You know how many bass tournaments you've fished for BASS so far?
I do, actually.
How many?
99.
You have. 99 Luftballons go by.
I saw that on the Impulse Lithium post.
Was it?
Yeah, my next tournament will be my 100th tournament.
Isn't that amazing? The big O. 100 derbs.
Yeah.
On Florida's historic Lake Okeechobee.
Yeah.
Man, 100 derbs. Who would think that? What's it? Is this 7 years now? 8, 7? 15. Yeah.
15 was my rookie year. I
got
to call mathematics to get the total, but yeah, something like that.
But I mean, in 100 BASS tournaments, that's a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, coming up with the big O. Now, how many times you cash a check out of those 99, bud?
I don't know.
Come on, what do you think? Guess. Come on.
70, 65, 70.
You're doing really good. 78 is the answer.
Nice.
Yeah. 78, which is very respectable. Yeah, very respectable. So you're a casher. You're a tournament angler. You are a derber. It's in your blood, I can tell. It is. I see you surrounded in your cave, man. Like you got the giant rapala deal. You got the waterfowl. You're in your element, dude. You could tell. There's actually a nice glow about you, like a glow going. Yeah, a glow going into 23. For those watching at home, if you don't agree with me, and those that will listen tomorrow, I need you to understand this. There's a good aura happening right now around Seth Feider, and Seth, I need you to really channel into your inner self, your Earth warrior. Like Clun would say. You know, Clun would call it the Earth Warrior and the Water Warrior, all right, and the Wind Warrior. And we're going to get to the bottom of what makes you an amazing tournament angler. Now, I need you to think about this. I need you to think of an animal from the sky. And I need you to think of an animal from the land. And I need you to think of an animal or a fish from the water.
Yeah.
And all those together combine the predator that you are to the Microtoparis family.
Okay.
Okay? To the bass
I got
family.
the animals.
Okay.
I don't know if they're me, but like.
Okay, well let's go. What's the
From the air, it's gonna be an osprey.
An osprey.
I love birds. I watch them. That's the baddest flying critter there is as far as catching fish goes.
Yeah. And what characteristics do you share with the osprey?
That I don't know. I'm just comparing it to all the other birds I watch try to catch fish, and the osprey is king. Kingfisher's pretty good one too, but they usually go for pretty small prey. The osprey will go after some pretty big stuff.
Have you ever watched yourself catch fish on videotapes?
Yeah, I don't really enjoy it, but
okay, but you've watched yourself.
Catch
fish on videotapes, and you've watched other anglers catch fish on videotapes. So,
I like watching Greg Hackney. He's probably my favorite to watch fish.
he is, and Hackney's kind of like an osprey. I mean, he's got osprey characteristics. He might be more like a blue heron, though. That's
maybe.
Clun. That's Clun. Clun's a heron. Yeah, Clun's 100%.
Herons are pretty good at catching stuff, too.
Yeah.
Osprey's a little more mobile, you know.
I like that you said.
Heron's kind of got to pick his spot. Osprey's just kind of running and gunning, you know.
So they have their pluses and their minuses.
Yeah.
Each
the blue
bird of
heron,
prey.
he's kind of he's a Senko soaker, you know what I mean? And, osprey, he's a power fisherman.
He's a winder.
Yeah.
I got it. I like it. I like where you're going. Okay, so you see where I'm going. Now go ahead. Let's go to the next element. What do you want to pick? What do you want?
We'll do water, just the land one. I don't know about it, but water, great. Killer whale or an orca, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, orca.
Yeah, they're probably the baddest thing that swims.
They really are.
I love watching documentaries on them. They're like super cool.
They kill sharks.
Yeah, they do. Oh yeah.
Like anything.
Nothing messes with them. They never bite people, and they're like really crafty.
Did you ever see the movie Orca?
I don't think so. I just watch like the National Geographic ones, not like the Free Willy ones.
Well, this is fake. Orca's a fake horror movie that was a derivative of Jaws. So when they saw the success of Jaws, they came out with the movie Orca.
Yeah, but orcas don't bite people.
I know that's the BS part about it, but you know what I mean. It's Hollywood, bud. It's Hollywood.
Yeah. But no, I never caught that one.
It's not worth it, but it's worth it. Whatever. On the road, pop it in. All right, so you're like orcas have amazing hunting capabilities.
Yeah, super smart.
Yeah, do you share characteristics with the orca?
I don't know if I do. I respect them and I enjoy watching them.
Do you learn from that?
Maybe not in the sense of bass fishing, but I definitely got a respect for them from watching them.
All right, respect for nature. All right, I got you. This is all. So this whole exercise right now is about respect, apparently, and respect for nature is what I'm taking out because that's what you've given me so far about. I don't know. That's the comment.
I wasn't planning on going down that road.
Well, it is. That's what we find, though. All right. So now that
the
leaves
next
us,
one's kind of a dirty animal.
What is it?
A wolf.
Well, Well, it depends on who thinks it's dirty, but a wolf is definitely an amazing predator.
Yeah.
And you
It's a dirty dog, but he owns the land.
Yeah, I mean,
petrified to humans, though. Petrified.
It's crazy how that happens too, and how cunning they are when it comes to human scent. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But you picked all the top predators of those elements, pretty much.
Oh yeah. What were we supposed to talk about? Race?
No. No, but I mean, you had some interesting choices in the top of the food chain. So, so a wolf is
killers.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're a stone cold killer on the water and on the land, right? I mean, that's the goal. That's the goal of a tournament angler, is to be a stone cold killer, is it not?
Yeah, that's what I aspire to be.
Yeah, I mean, because if you're not, you've already lost the tournament, haven't you? I mean, if you go into the tournament,
you're working a 9 to 5.
Yeah, I mean, you're done. You're done there. It's so you are in essence, a tournament angler in your blood. It's in your blood somewhere. Do you think that's something that happens?
Yeah,
to
I'd say so. Yeah, it takes a special person. I mean, there's millions of people that love fishing, but it's a different. There's a lot of guys that are really good at fishing and really love fishing, and they'll never make it as tournament fishermen.
Yeah, like I sucked at it, so I got out of it. I'm just too impatient and talk too much. So that was you've been with me, but there's a lot of sit down time sometimes, and anyway, you know what I mean. But I get the whole deal.
Yeah, it's a different breed.
So it's kind of like something that is in your blood. A tournament fisherman is something that's there. Now, I'm going to give you props for this. Like, I pretty much think that you coined the term derb. Or you started using it, and pretty much it kind of evolved from there. Do you think, I mean, no, whatever, be humble, whatever, but I never really heard it till you were really popping it. You know what I mean?
Maybe, but I definitely didn't start it. If anybody started it, it's your Opens co-host, Brad Leitner.
Yeah.
That's where I got it from.
Oh, he started you on the derbage.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. He starts a lot of things, doesn't he?
Does, yeah.
Yeah, he does. He's something else. All right. So, but I mean, I'm going to say in the limelight, and that's going to, when Brad wins a tournament, he's going to say, yeah, I started the thing, derb, not Seth Feider. That's going to be in his speech.
Fair.
Yeah, that's fine. He already did that. But no, I mean, wouldn't you say that?
But yeah, as far as people go from like Alabama saying it, yeah, they heard it.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Jordan Lee never said it until he heard you. You know what I mean? Yeah. You like
it started at the Denny's on Minnetonka.
Yeah, but that's where it was. That's the origin of it. And cool that you said that.
Monday derb.
Yeah, cool that you said that Choder started it too. That's pretty awesome.
Pretty sure that's where I got it from.
Okay. Yeah, he's influential. He doesn't even know
it.
Is. He doesn't even know it.
Yeah. He started lots of stuff. Chicken, caribous, all kinds of stuff.
Oh man. Hey, where's your head right now? Like going into the season. Have you shifted? Are you shifted full now?
Well, I'm getting there. I'm thinking about fishing every day, which I haven't been doing for the last few months, but yeah, I'm getting there.
When you're thinking about, is it just thinking, or does it go into action? Like, do you start tinkering? Are you messing around in the garage? Or is it just in the brain right now?
Just in the head.
Okay.
I mean, I'm ordering some stuff. I'm getting some stuff in place for next year. Having some visions of fishing. But I haven't really touched anything.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, when's that start? It's got to start soon.
Yeah, well, my buddy Pistol Pete's in Florida, and he doesn't get back till next week, and I can't.
Oh, I forgot he organizes everything for you.
I can't do anything.
Yes, you're helpless without Pete.
I'm just waiting for Pete to come home.
Like a tortured housewife.
Yeah.
You're just waiting.
Dinner's on the table.
Come on, Petey.
It's getting cold. This flight got canceled.
The ballistic is clean.
Yeah.
It's ready to go. Oh man. Well, I mean, you got to shift it, and I know the shift is coming. And it's time for derbs, man. It's derb season. It is the derb season. So what is it you love about tournaments? Like, what is it that's like? I mean, the competition. I get that, but like, come on, what's the deal?
It's an adrenaline rush. I mean, catching fish in a tournament is 1,000 times cooler than anything else, you know.
Isn't it?
You can go out fun fishing and catch a 10-pounder, like whatever, who cares? Catch like a 5-pounder in a tournament in the last hour when it makes the difference between you making the 10 cut or not or whatever. Million times cooler than catching a 15-pounder on a glide bait on some lake that no one fishes. You know what I mean?
Elevated. You're elevated.
Yeah. It's a whole
100%. Yeah, it's
pure adrenaline.
I mean, and at the upper level of Bassin to catch fish like that, I imagine it would just be a rush like you just couldn't imagine. Wow.
I don't know if it's any different.
Really? If from a local derber
I get that same feeling in a Wednesday night, or you weigh in at 9 o'clock and you crack a 4 1/4 at 8:45 p.m. You know what I mean? Like,
it's true, yeah.
It's got the same feeling. Like, it doesn't have to be the Bassmasters Classic. I mean, there's definitely amplified a little bit when the stakes go up, but I mean, even just a Wednesday nighter, I get just as jacked.
No, you're right. I mean, think about it. Even a local weekend tournament or a Wednesday nighter, man, there's just something about it. I know Andy Ellenberger back there experiences that stuff all the time. He turns different shapes.
Shakes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You got to put a 4-pounder in the boat when it matters. My hands shake.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Visibly, uncontrollably shaking.
Remember,
I don't care.
Like
you go out fun fishing and like catch 1,000,000 9-pounders, and it would never give you that same feeling as catching. Whether it might say you got 4 and you catch your 5th one right at the end, or you catch a nice one and make a little call or whatever. It's way cooler than anything else.
Like when Clun caught that fish in the Classic, you remember that footage? I mean, that was real. I mean, that's like he's freaking out, dude.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that at all. Hey, I want to bring you back a little bit. All right, I want to take you back to 2015, to your first year, and we heard on plenty of previous shows about about your 2015 season and some of the struggles you had in 15 and 16. But I want to talk to you about the beginning of that season. Like right now, but in 2015. Now, you went to the Sabine, right? That was the first derb ever.
Yeah.
Sabine River. And you got 72nd place, right? And
blanked my first day.
Blanked the first day, 72nd place, William Refrigerator Perry.
Cried in the truck on the way home.
You did. Okay. But let's talk about, before we go there, let's talk about the getting there. All right? So you are a Bassmaster Elite Series angler. It's 2015, and it's January, and it's this time, and you're getting ready to pack up. Where are you in your head? Like, where is everything happening at that time? Like, I'm saying, like, confidence-wise, preparation. Are you clueless?
Zero confidence spun out of my brain before it even started. Excited, terrified, all the above.
You just didn't know what was going on, and you're like, I got to get in the truck. I got to go to a tournament. I'm an Elite Series angler now.
Yeah.
Okay. and you went there and you practiced, and the whole time, did you have an easy feeling at all during that tournament?
No.
You were uncomfortable.
Yeah, absolutely.
The whole tournament uncomfortable. And it was just because of the newness?
Intimidated and scared, and yeah.
Had you ever seen anything like the Sabine?
No, absolutely not.
Right.
No.
Nothing like that. And and my next question was, like, after that tournament finished, the 72nd place in Blanken, who did you call in the truck? You said you cried, and I never really knew that about you. You might have told me about that, but I didn't know that. But who did you call when that first call?
I'm sure Pete was probably my first call.
Yeah. I mean, and what did Pete say? Like what was Pete?
I don't remember.
Yeah, come on, think about it. I know
He
you
was
don't.
probably giving me a good pep talk. Telling
Yeah.
me everything's gonna be all right. I'm better than that. Blah blah blah. I'm sure, but
And then you went to the next one, and
I don't even remember who the next one
that
was.
was bad. But it was a rough.
I remember this
season.
Sabine. I think it might have been Gunnersville.
Yeah, I know it was a tough one.
Yeah, no, it was Gunnersville. I cried on the way home from that one too.
It's because, dude, that's a perfect example of how tough tournament angling is. Like, okay, so you're an Elite Series angler. You've made the highest level you can make, and you're crying in the truck on the way home. And I'm not laughing at you.
Yeah, no, it's funny now, but yeah, no.
Like,
just like thinking I'm over my head and trying to figure out how we're going to get through the season and make it to another one, you know?
dude, that's real. Like, that's so real. And there's so many, like, there's anglers coming in now that are going to face that. I mean, it's been through history. Imagine you're saying this right now. You're confessing it, in other words, on a bass fishing talk show. Imagine how many other anglers in the Elite Series or in BASS have actually experienced that over the years. There's been a lot of tears and some beers, you know?
Guaranteed.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
You love it, you know? It's like anything. You love something that much and it breaks your heart, you know?
But it's that adrenaline that keeps you coming back, isn't it? Because most people be like, screw this, but maybe you got a taste of that adrenaline.
The adrenaline it's the love of the game, man.
Okay.
Down to every little dirty bit of it.
Yeah, every bit of dirty Durbin there is. You're into it.
I love the process of it.
And it's good that you said that. It's a process because the whole thing that every successful professional bass fisherman does seems to be very processed. Even though they might say, I'm fishing by the seat of my pants, I'm just going out fishing, it's still processed because of the level.
Part of it, yeah.
It's still processed because of the level that they're at. So, hey, bud, we know what happened at the end of 2016, and you had a couple great tournaments there, and they saved your ass in 2016, right? Mille Lacs and Mississippi.
Yeah, it changed my life.
Yeah, I mean that was the turning point for Seth Feider. Those two tournaments, it allowed you.
That's when I became a professional fisherman.
I like that you said that. That's right. Right then, you became a professional fisherman. All right. So
I was just scratching and clawing up until that point.
All right. So let's go back to January this time 17. And you're getting in the truck. You know what I mean? Like you said before, hey, now I'm a professional fisherman. Did you think that then? Did you think that at this time in 17?
No, but looking back, I can see it now.
Okay.
Because there's guys out there that ain't, you know what I mean? It's a weird sport, you know what I mean? You got guys, there's all these tours and all this and that, and anybody fishing anyone could technically call themselves a pro. But I wasn't making any money until that point, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Until the end of 16, that's when I started making money.
But your confidence soared. You're high as a kite now, right? I mean, coming off of those two.
Not. Yeah, I mean, fairly, not super high, but definitely a million times better than I was before.
Okay, so between 15. The January truck ride in 2015 to the January truck ride in 2017, it's night and day.
Yeah,
it's night and day.
Like at the beginning of 2017, I know I'm supposed to be there.
Yeah, and I think
up until that point, I felt like an underage kid snuck in a bar. You know what I mean? Like, don't check my ID. You know.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me in the eyes.
Yeah. Like, I ain't supposed to be here. I didn't want to get kicked out.
You forgot your fake ID, and they're going to boot you. That's all.
Yeah.
But, dude, you did good. I think you came out of the bats in 17 with like a 4th place or something, didn't you? You went to Cherokee.
Not a clue. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you went to Cherokee.
Yeah.
And you had a good tournament, man. We're watching. America's watching Seth Feider now. That's when America started to watch some Seth Feider. You know what I mean? That was a turning point for bass fishing fans as well, I believe, whether you realize that or not. Of course, success brings that, doesn't it? I mean, that's what'll happen. But you had it, 17, and you picked it up. You picked it up. Now, all right, 2021, you had an amazing year. You won BASS Angler of the Year. All right. BASS Angler of the Year. I mean, dude, that's one of the deals. We've talked about it a million times. It's AOY, it's classic, it's Hall of Fame. Those are huge, huge accomplishments in bass fishing, and you did one of them, all right? Now, it's 2022, all right? You won the 21 AOY. 2022, a year ago this time, you're getting in the truck. How you feeling? How are you feeling going into the first tournament?
Not good.
Not good. Why?
Worried about everything.
Why?
I got it in my head. I don't know. The past few winters, AOI kind of really just absolutely had terrible years the next year. Didn't even make the classic. Terrible years. And I got that in my head, and I was so afraid that it was going to be me. And I put way too much pressure on myself. The year 21, I did not give a F.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Did not care, did not worry about anything. 2022, I was so worried about catching them, it hurt me.
Dude, and I'm gonna
and
say
it was some weird jinx that I got in my head just because Wendlandt won it the year before, bombed the next year. Canterbury won it the year before that, bombed the next year. I just got it in my head that that was just something that happened. And I don't know.
I hated when you would tell me that. And you said it to me so many times. I hated when you said it. I hate it. You told it to me so many times. Whether you knew it or not, it came up over and over. And every time I'd be
my life, yeah.
I'd be that's bullshit. Yeah, it's not. You don't even know what you're saying. That's just, that's them. That's not. It kind of happened. It kind of happened. And
I understand it now, though.
Yeah. But
you get run down after that kind of year, and then the next year, put too much pressure on myself, really tried to catch them, and that's just never worked for me.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you said you were just nervous and scared. It doesn't seem like it should be that way for an angler of the year.
No, you wouldn't think. You'd think your confidence would be at its highest level.
Yeah,
but it wasn't.
You got the BDE now. You're going in, man. You're going into 22. That's you, the Poobah. And it's different. It's you're shedding a lot of lights on the realism of professional angling here this evening, whether you know it or not. From tears in a truck to being scared to going to your first tournament after winning AOY, man. That's real stuff that bass fishing fans don't necessarily know that tour anglers go through, man. It's we as fans, we just think everything is peachy rosy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There comes Seth Feider. He's gonna win everything now. You know what I mean? Here comes Seth. He's gonna win everything, man. But it's a tough road. It's a tough road. But I mean, hey, you got a season here ahead of you, and of course that's up in the future. You got all that going. But the thing about tournament angling is, of course, it has ups and downs, Seth, right? Ups and downs. Tremendous amount of them. And the downs might be more on the upside than the ups. And a tournament angler who's successful is able to deal with all that stuff. Undoubtedly. Hey, I want to talk to you real quick about the actual sport of professional bass fishing. You, of course, fish for the premier bass fishing league. That's Bass Anglers Sportsman Society, Ray Scott's dream. And I mean, the thing is, a lot of times we had Mullins on a few shows back. And
love that dude.
Yeah, he's awesome, absolutely awesome. I had a great time with him, and he brought a point to the show that basically you guys are fishing for a new boat now, because $100K is just that's what a bass boat costs these days, right? And I'm like, I never thought of it that way. That's wild. And I wrote these down. I want to run this by you, okay? So in the 2020 Classic, you took fourth place.
Okay.
All right, and you won $30,000.
All right.
All right, $30,000. At Claire in 19, when you won the AOY Derb there, you won $30K. All right, I think it was 30.5 or something, but $30K. Or I'm sorry,
Okay.
$36K. $36K, Seth. $36K you won. And in 2016 at Mille Lacs, you won $12K.
Yeah.
Now, when you won the AOY, you won what, $100,000?
Yep.
Okay, $100,000. Now, if you look at all that, and again, I'm making an obvious comparison, but it doesn't compare to a lot of other professional sports at these type of levels of tournaments of these caliber. Okay. So, I mean, for example, in the 2020 Classic, you came in fourth, won $30K. All right, well, I mean, might not seem shabby, but compared to, let's say, PGA, it's shabby. All right?
Yeah.
All right? So, I'm bringing it to the ultimate question here. You, as a professional bass angler, obviously pay your light bills by cashing checks and catching fish. All right? Catching fish and catching checks. I put it backwards. So, I mean, what do we do, Seth, to get the sport of bass fishing, in your opinion, to the same level as all these other professional sports, man? That's where we as fans want to see it. That's where fans want to see it. The same level.
I don't see it ever happening.
Well, why?
I think we're a cult niche sport.
Really?
You got to compare us to like cornholing and like throwing darts and pool and stuff.
You think?
Not PGA or NFL or anything like that. Yeah, and we're based on a natural resource. I mean, I don't think the sport needs to really get any bigger, to be honest with you.
Okay, well, I'm not necessarily saying bigger, but like in order for the payouts to be bigger for you. So the sport,
but I mean, they're still pretty good.
Okay, hey, if you're happy, bud, I think that's
I mean, I think this is a made-up job that doesn't exist, and I don't have to go to work. I think it's pretty damn good. I think
okay,
to become a multimillionaire doing this, you need to do something else. Okay. I think it should be that way. It's more about the love of the game than the money. I mean, the money's just a necessary evil to keep your life going. But I'm not doing this to get rich.
Yeah,
and how big the sport got to get for us to make $1 million? I mean, I already can't fish Lake Minnetonka anymore because there's a 200 boat high school tournament out there every other day of the week. I mean,
well, the high school kids got to fish. Don't forget.
Well, I understand that. I'm not knocking them either. I'm just saying. I mean, what is it going to get to? A 500 boat tournament out there every day of the week? I mean, how much bigger can the sport get that way? You know,
it's
a natural resource based sport. I mean, it's not like you can just build a basketball court and everybody can fish on it.
An indoor arena.
Yeah, but there's only so many bass in this country. You know what I mean?
Do you think that the non-endemic sponsors that might make things like the NFL and the PGA might look at the sport the same way? Maybe they're like, it's a niche sport. Is that like?
Probably. I mean, you can't compare it to the NFL.
Right, but I mean, professional bass fishing has been around an awful long time.
It has, and it will be for an awful long time after I'm gone. But I don't know how much bigger it's going to get.
So you don't ever think we'll see like Timex? You know, like they'll never be sponsoring Rolex.
Yeah, I don't know about Rolex, but I mean, Timex is already sponsored by us.
No, I didn't mean Timex. I meant Rolex. But the
no, I don't think so.
Yeah, Tag Heuer, no watch companies. Gucci.
I mean, something might come along. No, I don't think so.
It's just
who they selling to.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
A bunch of rednecks, man. Rednecks.
They ain't gonna buy no Tag Heuers. Yeah, it ain't gonna happen.
Sell them in rap videos.
So you, Seth Feider, are fine with where everything is, and you're taking this as a blessing.
Happier than a pig in shit.
I love it. I think it's
great. When I started out, I said if I could make $40,000 a year bass fishing, I would be A-okay with that. Fine, the rest of my life. And we're doing that and then some, you know?
Yeah, dude. So I
Like
mean,
if it's a job you love, it's a game of love. It's not about the money. If you can make just enough to get by and take care of your kids and wife, then how much more? What more do you need?
yeah, and it is fortunate that BASS provides that opportunity to some extent, along with the contributions of your sponsors. Yeah, I mean that's it's pretty cool. That's still so. And if you are good, Seth Feider,
Yeah, I'm making 10 times more money than I ever should have.
and that's amazing. I like your outlook on it. I really do.
Well, that's the realist. You sit around with all these professional fishermen and hear them bitch because they compare themselves to PGA. Like, these guys are fishing for or playing for $1 million. It's like, that's a different game.
So what
Look
do you
at
say?
Tiger Woods' Instagram. He's got 80 billion followers. Coolest bass fisherman's got 100,000. It's not the same.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. I like that you said that, and I kind of brought the whole thing up because I know we've had this conversation before, and I'm glad you brought to the point that it's not a real job, because that was where I was going with it next.
Like, look at all the other kinds of fishing. Fly fishing, walleye fishing. I mean, there is some big saltwater stuff, but I mean, they're fishing like 20 dudes on a boat, on a $8 million boat, paying $20,000 in gas to drive halfway across the ocean. You know what I mean?
DiCaprio's
like if you're a fly fisherman, what's your best chance of making money? Being a guide? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you.
If you're into trout fishing, how are you going to make a living trout fishing? Rowing a boat down the river every day?
So what do we say? What do you say to someone that's on the other side of the spectrum, maybe like Mullins, who is comparing it to a boat giveaway? Like has it progressed?
Comparing apples to oranges.
Okay,
he's right about the payout. I mean, with like everything the way it's going, but with the way everything's set up right now, I mean, we're already paying 45 grand in entry fees. If we want to fish for 200 grand a year, I got to pay 90 grand in entry fees, or what? You know what I mean? I'm not trying to do that.
Yeah, and I think what Mullins meant too is just the progression of
I
inflation.
mean, it'd be nice
too,
if some more sponsors stepped in or whatever, but I mean, I can't make that happen.
Yeah. There's a petition.
I'm happy with what we got. I mean, if it wasn't, I wouldn't be doing it.
Hey, you learn a lot of life lessons.
If it's not enough money for Mullins, he doesn't have to do it either.
Yeah.
He could be a duck guy.
He could. No, Mullins would kick ass at that too. He'd go out and just have his own duck show. He could do duck shows and memes and be fine.
Exactly.
Life lessons, man. What's the biggest life lesson you ever learned from Pedro?
Oh, I don't know. Everything was rule number one in life, but there was like 1,000 of them, so it didn't really matter.
1,000 rule number ones. Well, you know what Pedro's doing tonight? I don't know if you've heard, but I just got wind that if the lucky viewers who are getting a wind of this right now, like and share the live Facebook feed, we're picking a winner for Pedro to give a rock away.
Nice.
Yeah, that just happened.
Hell yeah.
He's giving away. Look, I have mine right here. This is the boat rock. Han Solo's guarding it right now next to the tin cup. But hey, like and share the live Facebook feed. Pedro wants to give a rock away. What do you think, Seth?
I like it.
Rule number one, like and share the live Facebook feed, win a rock. There you go. Hey, I want to talk about lessons, man. Life lessons. You just told me a little lesson about Bass Derb money. Told me a lesson you learned from Pedro. And you and I share a mutual bass fishing Mount Rushmore. And we've talked about it before. And on that Mount Rushmore, there's three gentlemen. There's Clun.
Yep.
There's Rick Clun. There's Aaron Martins.
Best winder ever.
Yeah, Rick Clun, best winder ever. There's Denny Brauer.
Best flipper ever.
Best flipper ever. He's the king of the Dob. And then our friend Aaron Martins.
It's finesse fisherman.
Yeah, whether he would like it or not, he is.
No, he wouldn't, but he is.
He is. That's and God rest Aaron's soul. He's very special to all of us. And he taught us all lessons. So let's start with Aaron. Can you tell me like a life lesson that you may have learned from Aaron?
I don't know if I want to tell it.
Why not?
Competitive secret.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. He
knows what I'm talking about.
If the listeners tomorrow can only see Seth's grin on the podcast, I'm telling you.
Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about.
He learned a competitive secret from Aaron Martins. Okay,
Yeah.
I like it. What did you learn from the legendary Rick Clunn?
That's been more of late, not so much early in my career, but some fish cannot be caught. I like flipping whatever, jigs, Texas rigs. Some fish cannot be caught that way. Some fish can only be caught on a plug.
Really, that's something you. So Clunn, I've never heard him say that. That's him.
He said it before.
I mean, no, I'm not doubting it. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm in awe.
Yeah.
I love it. So
Yeah,
not
there's
all.
a lot of fish you can catch on a worm, or some fish you can't, and that might change from day to day. But
Right.
say there's 20 bass on a bank, there's some of them that you can't catch.
Yeah.
Dragging a bait,
Because it's a gosh.
they can only be caught on a plug.
Yeah, I saw it happen. I was fishing Saturday, and that same thing happened. Yeah, it's a plug, bud. You can't drag that jig, man. Wasn't happening. Boom.
Yeah.
They're on that plug. Hey, what did you learn from? That's a cool lesson from Clunn. What did you learn from our Uncle Denny? What's something cool you learned from Uncle Den?
I mean, I modeled the way I fish after them. Like, jigs get you paid.
It's so true, isn't it?
Jigs get you paid, yeah.
And you know, we were talking earlier about watching people catch fish, and I mean, you say you don't like watching.
Say jigs win tournaments, but I haven't won enough yet to say that. But yeah, that's basically the thing without saying it.
Yeah, there's really something about it. Why is it? Like, why is a jig
Catches big ones.
Why? I mean, why?
Get bulky profile. I don't know.
I mean, I guess does it matter where it is? Is it because you're putting it in places a lot of stuff don't go? Is it like
Yeah, but you can do the same stuff with a Texas rig, and it's not the same.
It's just that
jigs catch bigger fish. I mean, jigs are for pigs, man.
Silly rabbit. Jigs are for pigs.
It's real basic, and it rhymes like Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, I mean, and that's so. Like, is that you always have a jig tied on?
Pretty much.
What's going on, Ginge?
Be a swim jig, might be a flipping jig, but
I hear like old time shenanigans music. What is this?
unless it's like flans.
Oh, wait a minute. Uh-oh. Now we lost Seth. Hey, Uncle Denny.
How are you?
Ladies and gentlemen, Bass Galaxy, it's the one and only legendary Denny Brauer. What's going on?
Just chilling.
Chilling it out. Hey, Denny, look who showed up. It's Seth Feider. Thanks
What's
for
up,
stopping.
Denny?
How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Have they been tormenting you?
A little bit.
I figured.
Yeah.
Hey,
We'll get ready for more.
We were just talking
Always.
we were just talking about you, Uncle Dan. We were just talking about you, man. And and Seth said he modeled his fishing style and career after you.
Well, that's very gratifying. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't anyone model their career after a Bassmaster Classic champion, an AOY winner, a Hall of Fame member, an MLF winner, the whole thing? You've done it all, Denny Brauer. You've done it all, and with grace and style. Why would someone not model their career? Isn't that nuts, dude? Think of the accolades.
Well, everybody fishes a little bit different, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, you made a perfect example of making a living bass fishing and doing it your way. One of the most beautiful examples in the sport of stubbornness prevailing. No disrespect, Denny, if you know what I mean. You did it your way, bud.
Yeah, you know, there's always a time to know when to fold them and know when to hold them, so to speak. But, man, if you can fish to your strength, I think you're just always better off. And at times you can't. I mean, the conditions weather, lake, time of the year, whatever, dictate that you got to go to some techniques you might not be as strong with in order to survive. But man, anytime you got the opportunity to do it your way, do it your way.
Do it your way. Do it your way. And Seth told us earlier, I'm on recap here a little bit. This is like a show recap, like you see before the next shows on the sitcoms. But Seth was telling us earlier, Denny, that he got in the truck the year after winning his AOY, and he was nervous and scared entering the 22 season. And he felt pressure after winning an event. And us as myself as a bass fishing fan of the sport, you would think someone's elated and on their way with full confidence. Yet it was a tremendous bear and load on him. What do you think about that, Dan?
I totally understand where he's coming from on that. What you do is you create a new level of success for yourself that you're continually trying to live up to. And when you're at the top of the game, like Seth was, winning Angler of the Year, that's just a hard deal to follow up on. And you put that added pressure on yourself. You don't want to have a bad tournament. You end up fishing more conservative to try to look good. And that gets you totally out of your own style that you need to have that success that you had the year before. So it's a tough deal. I hate that type of pressure. I like putting pressure on myself, but not having it done from the outside, because when it's done from the outside, you're trying to live up to the media. You're trying to live up to the sponsors' expectations just because you did set that bar so high. So once in a while, when you do have a few bad tournaments, it kind of relieves all that, and you can go back to playing the game the way you know you need to play it in order to have that success again.
Yeah, well said. Wow. Yeah, I mean, you grasped that, huh, Seth? I mean, that's crazy.
Been there, he's seen it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I did all that to myself. Worst year I've had in like 5 years or 4 years or something.
Yeah, and
self-inflicted.
That's really not that surprising. I think that happens to everybody. And some of it's really out of your control. There's peaks and valleys in the sport, and some of it's dictated by scheduling. Some of it's dictated by the weather patterns you hit from year to year. And then you can have a deal where you're on the winning group of fish, and unfortunately 3 other anglers found the same fish, and you end up 20th rather than first. So there's a lot of variables in our sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure is. Hey, and Seth also shared with us, Denny, that history. He shared the history in his mind that Anglers of the Year usually had bad tournaments the following year. And we have seen it. Seth named off anglers that have had it. Now, you're I guess, an exception, but you did have for Denny Brauer, it was like a 50-50 type year, if you know what I mean, like compared to how you were fishing, but you still were in a top 10. You've had 10 tournaments, I think. But you won in 87, you won Angler of the Year, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So I think in 88, you fished 10 tournaments, and you were top 10 in like 5 of the 10. So it's a 50-50, but the other ones weren't as well. What was that an example of? Was that pressure? Was it the scheduling you talked about? Was it the other anglers? Do you remember that year, Denny?
Well, it had more to do with my goals. Originally, my goal was to win Angler of the Year, and I'd come close 2 or 3 times, and I just kept focusing on what I could do better to win Angler of the Year. And Angler of the Year is all about consistency, and it forces you at times to fish the way you don't want to fish, to sell each a tournament rather than go gamble to try to win it. And I was so relieved when I finally won it, because it just totally freed up the rest of my career. I thought that kind of in a way validated my career a little bit, especially with the sponsors and that, to where I could start gambling and fishing the way I wanted to fish. And I knew I was going to get a lot of bad finishes doing that, but I also knew the only way you get recognition is to win. And in order to win, you got to capitalize on every opportunity.
Yeah, good example, too. I mean, you really were in that season. Look it up, Seth. I think he had 10 derbs, and they were all – I don't think he had a W that year in 88, but it was all you were top 10 in half of them. So swinging. I mean, that's when that happened.
Live by the sword, die by the sword.
Yeah, I like that you said that, Denny. That's when you kind of like evolved into the let's do this because winning is everything deal.
Yeah, and I mean, that can backfire on you. You just got to look at where you're at in your career and what your goals are. If you're wanting to, fish safe, so to speak, and make sure you get the paycheck, whatever your individual scenario may be, you got to do that. But man, if you can have the freedom, whether it's financially or from goals you accomplished, to go fish wide open and more, the phrase try to hit the home run is way overused. But in fishing, you really got to try to capitalize and analyze what's it going to take to win. And there was many tournaments going into the first day. I didn't have a clue after practice, but I knew what not to do. I knew where not to go. And I'd pick a different area of the lake out that I'd maybe never been to before, that I thought I had the potential. And everything turned around on day 4. I was getting that close to putting a pattern together, and it finally came together, and you ended up winning the tournament, not having a clue going into the day. But you had to give yourself that opportunity.
Interesting. Yeah, and it's all a matter, like you said, giving yourself the opportunity. Giving yourself the opportunity. Because it seems like self seems to be the biggest foe of a professional bass angler, doesn't it, Denny?
It really does. You'll see a guy go forever in his career and not have much success, and all of a sudden he does real good or wins a tournament, and boom, he gets on a little roll and wins 2 or 3 more, or has 2 or 3 more good finishes, and then he has a bad tournament. And, he just didn't really have that confidence in himself. Suddenly he's going, well, I just got lucky in those other ones. And you may never hear from him again. He just had that one little rise and fall, so to speak, and it was over with.
One-hit wonder. Yeah. Yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, so Seth, you obviously did a little research, and you saw that AOY's had like mediocre or shitty years the next year. Did you do any research on how they do the year after, the second year after the AOY?
No, I don't care anymore.
I like it. See, he's on the right track, Uncle Dan, right?
He's got it together.
Back.
He's back, Uncle Dan.
Don't care.
He don't care.
No.
Is that part of it?
That's my secret to success.
Okay, don't care. What do you think about that, Denny?
Well, Seth has nothing to prove. He's already proved he's an excellent fisherman. He didn't have a fluke year by winning Angler of the Year. He's had other good years. And, you're going to have bad years, good years. That's just part of the game. But he's got the right attitude. Just go out and do your thing, and those wins are going to come. More Angler of the Years are probably going to come. A classic win's going to come. But if you put too much pressure on yourself, none of it's going to come.
Let it flow. Stop. Just take the hinge off your knee and quit kicking yourself in the ass, Feider.
Yeah.
Right, Denny?
Exactly. I mean, let it roll. You know what you do best. You know how you can win tournaments, and go do that.
So if you had to sum it up and give Seth like a real bit of one piece of solid advice going into 23, what is it? The one thing to resonate to Feider in 23.
I was hoping he'd give me a little advice.
So, Seth, go ahead. Give Uncle Den some advice.
I just don't care, and jigs are for pigs, man.
Jigs are for pigs.
That's all you need to know.
Sounds awful good to me. I'd be all in on that.
Yeah.
Hey, Seth, remember when Uncle Denny used to have that School by Denny Brauer show?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome, right?
Yeah.
It was really good. It was really good. And Denny and I were talking a little bit about some of your tournaments of the 22 season. And Denny's going to give you a little bit of advice. Oh, wait, I heard Denny talking. What is that? What is it?
Folks, I'm Denny Brauer, and I want to welcome you to what I feel is one of the finest flipping and pitching and deep water jigging segments that we've ever put together.
This is school, not the deep water jigging. That's the. Yeah, Denny, you have so many shows. Yeah, that's the deep water jigging tape, not the School by Denny Brauer. All right, but anyway, we were watching the tapes earlier, you and I, Denny, of Seth fishing in the 22 season, and we were watching over at the St. Johns River. All right, and we were kind of watching back on the footage, and you know, the hook sets were a little, I don't know, a little questionable. What do you think, Denny? I mean, what do you think about the hook sets there in the St. John's?
Yeah, you know, maybe a month or two in the gym might help.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
kind of work on the old biceps a little bit.
You got to hit them a little harder.
Yeah, hook sets
Yeah,
are free.
you know,
He didn't
that-
seem to
that-
know
that-
that. Yeah.
That Carolina rig swing flipping doesn't cut it.
Oh.
Oh.
All right, so
That's why I throw. That's it. That's why I throw a braid to a leader. You hit him too hard. That shit
Keep in
pops,
mind,
man.
Seth, that this is all mythical. He's making me do this.
Yeah.
That's not true. That's
Yeah, your hook set is fine. Don't listen to him.
I thought so.
The fish thought so.
Hey, you got the fish in the boat, right?
That's the name of the game.
And really, you did good on your hook set, Seth. You got a mean hook set. You just it's Denny. But what do you think about the deal with the braid to the fluoro?
Well, yeah, I got to understand what the situation is first of all. But
It
you know,
works for
everybody's
me.
got their own preference.
Yeah.
I personally either going to use braid or I'm going to use fluoro when it comes to flipping. I'm not combining the two, but you know, everybody's got their own deal.
Yeah, and Seth's very inspiring on that braid to fluoro deal. He's even got one of the most amazing anglers on tour right now convinced of it. Johnny Cox is all FG, not braid to fluoro. He's like, yeah, I didn't even try it on my plugs yet. I'm like, why do you want to try it on your plugs, Johnny? You know what I mean?
No.
That's what he said.
Not on the plug.
Well, that's what he said. You got him
Just
so convinced.
Single hook baits.
Well, you better tell John when you see him because he's like,
He'll be fine. He'll still catch
yeah, he
it.
will. John Cox will be used. He could use a pool cue rod.
Yeah,
He could use, yeah.
Well, life just works out for John Cox. I'm not like that.
He's like Ferris Bueller, is what he is.
Yeah, he can throw a plug on straight braid and catch him. It wouldn't matter.
It's something else. Hey, Denny, do you know that FG knot?
Well, I don't know what it's called exactly, but yeah, I've got a knot that I use.
Okay, gotcha. So so that is something you apply to your spin pole deal when you got to do that or something.
Right, when I'm drop shotting and stuff like that quite a bit. Yeah. But no, I don't use it at all in a flipping scenario.
What's the heaviest pound line you've ever used on a spin pole before braid, Denny? Like, I know that's a crazy question, but do you ever remember like Tom Mann used to use like 20-pound line on spin poles and stuff?
Yeah, 12's as heavy as I remember ever using. You know, until we started using braid as the main line, and then using a lighter leader fluorocarbon. But even now, I don't like to go with real heavy fluorocarbon. It's usually 8 or 10 pound test here, even with the high drilling.
Yeah, all the finesse. Hey, were you around when Tom Mann was around? Were you?
I actually fished with Tom Mann. We drew out together at the U.S. Open out on Lake Mead. Yeah, really? I knew Tom well. He's a good friend.
He was a very interesting fisherman, Tom Mann. It seemed like, just the fact that he was always on that spin pole, Denny. Like no matter what, on Eufaula, Gunnersville, all that, spin poling, everything.
Yeah, back then he had his own way of doing things, without a doubt. Yeah. Had an awesome place with an aquarium there, a tackle shop right there on Lake Eufaula that you didn't go to that lake without stopping there.
That's awesome. I didn't know that you got to fish with Tom, man. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool back in the day. Hey, what are you doing? You just got done. I saw that giant freaking lion that you killed. Denny, I mean, that was so impressive.
Just got off the mountain.
Yeah. I mean, impressive.
Well, that was a fun adventure. We went out mountain lion hunting last year and had a really good time and got a nice lion. And we decided to go try it again this year. My neighbor wanted to go, and we were more than successful. We got a once-in-a-lifetime mountain lion that, I was just very, very fortunate. It was a rough hunt, cold weather, but very, very well worth it. just a challenge. You got to keep challenging yourself.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what you do to this whole time. And you said something that about when you. Do you remember what you texted me, Denny, when after you killed the lion?
No.
Well, basically, it was to the extent I can't remember the exact words, but it made you feel a little more youthful. You know what I mean? Like you felt the vigor again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
and I think that's part of it. Especially the older you get, you got to force yourself to do some things. If you stop doing things, you're going to get old. You keep setting yourself challenges out there, new adventures to go try to do. I think it helps keep you young.
Yeah, absolutely. What are you up to in 23, Den? What's going on?
Oh gosh, a lot of the same different adventures all over again, so to speak. But going to Mexico on a couple of trips. We're going down to Picachos in March, and I guess we're going back down there in April, and we're putting a trip together to El Salto. I always do a few of those trips with Ron Speed Adventures, putting groups together to go down there just to have the fishing of a lifetime, so to speak. And of course, right here on this lake, we'll be doing some kids camps and different things like that, and still working with the sponsors, obviously on new product development and taking some donated trips out. So I'm keeping about as busy as I want to stay.
And I have a stat here. There were 6,384 Denny Brauer structure jigs sold last year. So good job on that, Denny. Good job. You did good.
Well, that's been a very, very successful bait, and we're working right now on maybe tweaking some things and maybe making some additions. So hopefully we'll have some new exciting news coming in the future. Striking's just been a great company to work with my whole career, and I hope I can keep doing it for a lot more years.
Absolutely, and we all have those black and blue and brown amber Denny Brauer signature model jigs still. We all have them.
Oh, yeah.
We all. Oh, Seth's got them. Look, show him, Seth. He's got them right there.
Sitting on my shelf. I wish I could have found one with the old green and yellow packaging, but I got that one right there on the shelf.
Heck yeah.
Awesome.
And he's got the Wheaties box, too. He's got it all. He's got the whole Denny collection over there.
I'm a fan.
Hey, anything you want to say to Den before he gets back to the man cave?
Just thanks for being awesome. And been looking up to my whole life, and it's pretty cool to get to hang out on these little podcasts and stuff. I remember just being a little kid and buying your jigs and turning into a dauber, man.
Well, I appreciate that, Seth. That means a lot. And one of these days, we're going to share a boat or a duck blind together.
Yeah. Let's go down to Mexico and beat the hell out of them.
Let's do it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Couple Coronas at night.
Yeah.
Denny in a sombrero. I can see it now. 100%. Hey, Uncle Den, thank you so much for coming on tonight. And, of course, for gracing Straycast with so many appearances and being on our initial episode of Season 8. Thank you so much, Uncle Denny.
Thank you, guys. Hope you have a good night.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's the one and only Mr. Denny Brauer, champion, our hero. Thanks, Den. Yeah. You having fun, Seth? Yeah. You having a good time? You want to go to commercial break?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's take a little commercial break, and then let's come back with the Bass Historians, and we'll see what happens. All right, so don't go anywhere.
Put the power poles down.
That's right. You got to say that. Look how that happened. And like and share, because there's 4 prizes now. Pedro's Rock. There's the Power Pole Swag Pack. There is the Impulse Lithium giveaway, and, of course, the Tin Cup Whiskey, Rod and Reel. I'm Pat Remlick. Don't go anywhere. Coming right back. More Seth Feider and the Bass Historians. Step up your game. It has been said that professionals are only as good as the tools they work with, and Alpha Angler has developed the ultimate set of tools for you, the competitive angler. Alpha Angler custom rods, brought to fruition by the passion of master craftsman Jake Boomer and 2017 BASS Angler of the Year Brandon Palaniuk. Alpha Angler rods are custom made in the USA. Designed and engineered to be perfect, Alpha Angler utilizes a very unconventional approach to making the very best bass rods, from drop shotting to flipping. Alpha Angler's focus is on building perfectly balanced tournament-grade bass rods at an affordable price. Join the Alphalution today and purchase direct at alphaangler.com. Step up your game. alphaangler.com.
Throw farther, get some Kevin Van Dam's line and lure. You can launch it a mile. Still going. Well, better stick to fishing.
Welcome back. This is the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show. I'm your host, Pat Renwick. Guest of honor tonight is Seth Feider. And we are proud to bring to you right now fan favorites back for 23. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Bass Historians. It's Kenny Duke and Terry Battisti. Yes. Yes. Terry Battisti, what you doing? What's up, Kenny Duke?
Same old.
I'm great. It's great to be with you. Thanks for having us on.
Did they love Ken? Did you? I think they were cheering louder for you than Terry. I'm not sure. Terry, was it louder for Ken?
Yeah, no, this is going to change this time. Ken's not going to kick my butt this time.
Oh, sorry. Okay, gotcha. And now, Seth, do you know the Bass Fishing Historians? Have you met these gentlemen before?
For sure, no Ken Duke. I don't know if I've ever met Terry.
Well, no, Seth, we haven't met.
Well, Terry, Seth,
we'll
Seth,
meet
Terry.
at the Classic.
Yeah, there you go.
Terry, yet another great person and personality and angler in the sport that I know, and you just don't. So
yeah.
He's always trying to one-up you, Seth. I mean, if you haven't figured that out yet.
This is Pat's fault. Pat pitted us against each other last time, and this continues now.
I still have the scars. But
yes.
I do want to bring up a couple of wrongdoings by Ken Duke back then, but maybe we won't.
Well, Seth, I got to tell you, I don't know if you caught these guys on the last show, but they were bringing out Bassin artifacts and all kinds of relics. I mean, they had the original Fenwick. Oh, look at that Miller High Life beer muggies.
That's badass.
Yeah, I mean, come on, bro.
Nothing.
Yeah, Ken Duke is
at showing you are the losers when they went up against my memorabilia, Seth.
Okay.
The Century Illustrated. What is that?
That's It's the Century Illustrated, July 1883, and it's actually got an article in it written by James A. Henshaw on the black bass.
Really?
Yeah, Ken Duke does not have this.
That looks like a witchcraft book, actually, Terry. Is that a book of black magic?
Terry, if you'll check carefully in there, I also have an article in that issue. So.
Which explains the chrome dome that you sported.
You one-upped them. The Bass is
Seth, we're excited to be on here with you, brother, because we and Pat gave us a heads up that you'd be on. So we have actually tailored some of the things we're going to talk about to some of your personal favorites.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
We're going to try at least.
You're doing good so far.
Follow Denny Brauer. I'm such a huge Denny Brauer fan. He's one of my idols as well.
How can you not be a fan of Denny Brauer? Holy mackerel.
And I mean, amazing advice too. Like everything, I was like clinging to everything he said. I was just like, when he was telling Seth what to do, I felt like he was telling everyone what to do. I don't know.
Oh, Seth was on point when Denny was talking. It's like, yeah, that was pretty cool to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, there's obvious, that Seth Feider's an amazing angler himself, but to see your facial expression when he was talking, I mean, that showed a lot of respect. I mean, it was insane. So
unreal.
Kudos.
Hey, well, I got respect for you guys, but basically the memorabilia that you guys have. Basically, your memorabilia is what I got.
Pat just covets the good stuff.
Yeah, the good.
And and that's what we wanted to talk about was basically a lot more memorabilia type stuff because Pat, you said you wanted to hear a little bit more about Bassmaster magazine, and things like that.
Bass is so good to us here in the whole galaxy, and especially Seth. We want to hear about it.
And unfortunately, I'm on the road. I'm in Nashville tonight for a tackle show, the Big Rock Sports Show. So I am away from my collection.
Hey, you want to hang out with Matt Robertson? We can make a call. Seth, he's in Nashville.
He lives there now.
So I was at the NFLCC, so that's the National Fishing Lure Collectors Club meet in Pigeon Forge.
Yeah.
It's about an hour from my house, and I came all the way home to do this tonight.
To one-up Ken Duke. That's why he did it, Ken.
Exactly. But the problem is that because Ken had to fly and he couldn't take, hundreds of magazines with him, I have to be his magazine bitch tonight.
All right, let's bring out the magazine, bitch. Let's go.
Are we going to start off with? Are we going to start off with number one?
I guess so. One of the most coveted items in Bassin.
Yeah,
it really is. And I thought it was apropos for my situation, and thank Terry for pulling it out because I'm in Nashville. A lot of people don't know the guy on the cover of that issue. His name was Jimmy Holt. He passed away just about 4 years ago, and he was the outdoor editor for the Nashville Tennessean newspaper. So it ties into where I'm at. It ties into what we're talking about here. And a lot of people just were not aware that Jimmy Holt is actually the guy on the cover of that issue.
Issue 1 of Bassmaster magazine.
Spring 1968. And this is actually a copy that Ray Scott gave me.
Wow.
And it's not a repop from 1983. This is the real deal.
Why is Ken shaking his head? Why, is he blowing smoke at us?
So the note that he wrote me is, this fellow is Jimmy Holt of Nashville, Tennessee. He fished on that very first tournament in 1967. He has the all-time record of the smallest limit in a bass tournament, a limit of 10 bass that weighed 1 pound, 13 ounces.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Now, Seth, back in those days,
no size limit?
Okay. No, there was no size limit at all. So
you got 6 inchers in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Got him on a beetle spoon.
He did.
Ironically, that weight would win most Ohio River tournaments even these days.
With 10 fish,
exactly. So it's a great magazine. Ray was the publisher. He was the editor. He actually asks people that fished that first beaver tournament and the second tournament at Smith Lake in Alabama to send in articles on how they like to fish certain baits and stuff. So it was written by anglers.
Interesting.
But the coolest thing about this magazine, I think, is the ad in the back.
Yes, it is. Ray was not politically correct.
Absolutely not. And so
Wow.
you get to look at this groovy guy who looks like he might have been on the Monkees stage set, and it says, "Daddy never had time to take me bass fishing. Take a boy fishing." So I just looking at you, Seth, it looks like your dad took you fishing once or twice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's outstanding.
So that is number one. Where do we want to go from here? We want to continue on the chronological order.
Yeah,
again?
why don't we go chronological, Terry, and I'll jump in on a couple, but
Okay. So this is fall of 1968. And this has, what was his name? I can't remember it off the top of my head right now. I have a brain fart going.
Reeford something.
I'll look it up.
Reeford.
It's the world record spot that was caught out of Smith Lake in Alabama. And
he was terrible. I can't come up with it right now, but I'll come
it's WREFORD, so Reeford James.
Yes.
And that fish, it was like 7 pounds something, right, Ken?
What is I missed the first part of it. What magazine or what are you showing us here? What is it? It's Bassmaster of
Bassmaster. It's the third issue.
Third issue.
Fall of 1968.
I got you. Okay, and it's got the spot on it.
Yeah, and that mounted fish that he has is the world record spot at the time.
Wow.
In 1968.
Looks like a bucket almost.
Yeah.
And I'll go you a weird step here. I believe that is the only spotted bass ever to be featured on the cover of Bassmaster magazine.
Really?
Wow.
Shocking, isn't it?
The only spot.
It's usually largemouths, which makes sense, and it's occasionally smallmouths. I believe that's the only spot that has ever been featured on the magazine cover.
Huh.
And it was caught on a Reb 2 lure, which was manufactured by Bill Norman shortly after he left George Perrin's Rebel Bait Company. And he leaves Rebel and starts a bait company called Rebel Manufacturing, literally a quarter of a mile down the street.
Oh, wow.
From George Perrin. Yeah.
It's like, hey.
George Perrin kind of lost to history, but that's the guy who started Pradco.
Okay.
Basically.
Yeah. Well, in fact, when he started it to make coolers and stuff like that. He had an injection molding company, and Rapalas were way too expensive and too hard to get. And so he
they were under the counter in Minnesota at that time.
Yeah, exactly.
You could rent them.
Yeah.
Right, for $25 a piece.
Yeah.
And so Perrin thought, well, heck, I'll just make an injection molded Rebel minnow or Rapala minnow. And that's what he did. But he hired Bill Norman to design the bait.
Wow.
And so you look at all the early Norman stuff when he left Rebel, it's all got that Rebel cross hatching on it. Every bit of it. And Perrin,
I remember, yeah.
Perrin couldn't do anything about it because it was Bill Norman's intellectual property. And they went through court cases and the whole 9 yards. I mean, it was a pretty big deal.
Yikes.
And yeah, so here's a page here. This is John Powell with Rodney Honeycutt.
Yeah.
And Honeycutt had just fished with Powell that day. He caught 3 fish, but one of them was the right one. It was a 9.2 or something like that got him big fish for the tournament. And Powell ended up breaking the record for a Bassmaster tournament at that Eufaula tournament in 1968.
How old was Rodney at that time?
Rodney was 17 years old because he hadn't graduated high school. And of course, Rodney Honeycutt is the son of Blake Honeycutt, who was an amazing angler and still holds the record for the most weight in a Bassmaster event, which was 138 pounds 6 ounces, I believe.
And Rodney's got a book out.
Long
Guns
Bassin in 68. Bassin in 68.
As a 17-year-old kid and kicking butt.
Wow.
Yeah. Rodney was amazing. His dad was the first Ranger boat representative ever. And Rodney, in the middle of the night on a Friday, would drive to Flippin, pick up 3 boats on a trailer, and drive them back to Hickory, North Carolina, where his dad would then distribute them. It was he's got some pretty good stories.
Yeah.
It's a great book. It really is a good book. Long guns and great fishing runs. And he was one of Ray Scott's #1 guys.
Really? And say his name one more time.
Rodney Honeycutt.
Rodney Honeycutt. That's Blake's son.
But the Rodney is tricky. It's RHODNEY.
Yeah, like the Honeycutt from the Derbs, Seth. You know that other.
Yeah. Oh,
Honeycutt,
yeah. I was just wondering if they were kin.
Yeah, if that's the lineage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty cool picture of Bill Dance.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that one replicated, but there it is, right from the original magazine. Wow.
Look at, what do you notice about the hat?
It's not a T.
There's no T on it.
It's a Seth Feider llama hat, actually.
It's pre-T. All right, so now let's...
That Terry, he's something else.
All right, so winter of 68, 69. Now, these were quarterly magazines, so they came out every 3 months.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of waiting. I hated waiting every 2 months.
Exactly. So that's Jack Wingate, Lake Seminole Lunker Lodge.
Yeah, we know Jack Wingate, yeah.
With a couple of pigs.
Yeah, I'd say.
And then...
You got the whole 68.
Oh, I got them all. I got every issue of Bassmaster.
Yeah, it's got every
And this is the first of many, right, Ken Duke?
Many. As a matter of fact, of 15.
Wow. Is that now?
What are we talking about?
Well, it's Ray, because Ray owned the company from the beginning, 68, all the way into like 86. Ray loved putting himself on the cover.
Yeah. He should.
Maybe it was just a weigh-in shot where he's on the stage with the classic champion, but Ray put himself on the cover basically 15 times.
Okay. And rightfully so.
Rightfully so. Ray Scott is the king.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's summer. This is summer of 1969.
15 times.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And
But
then
it's not the record. It's not the record for most.
it's not the record.
What is a record?
Well, we'll get to that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Well, sorry. Premature record later.
I want Seth to guess in a little while. We got to get Seth involved.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Fall of 1969.
Amazing jumpsuits, by the way, on that cover of Bassmaster. Loving it.
There's Blake Honeycutt.
And that's
or Blake, yeah.
Yep.
Old Honeycutts again.
And that, I would say that's probably Lake Norman in North Carolina.
Some lineage. Yeah.
All right. So that's 69. What do we got now going, Ken? You wanted some stuff from 72, right?
Yeah, I wanted September, October 72 just to show something that I think is ironic. Guys, in March of 72, Ray Scott introduced catch and release. Beginning with a tournament on the Kissimmee chain, that's when he started catch and release. In March 72. So then in September of 72, they put out this magazine
with a bunch of gold eyes.
Yeah, catch and kill.
Yeah,
I like that. I like the fillet knife.
Catch, batter, and fry.
But it was March of 72 that it was in the catch and release on Lake Seminole. Is that what you said?
Believe it.
Yeah.
Oh, you said Harris chain. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
I had Seminole on my brain.
Kissimmee chain. Tom Mann won that tournament, who I know you brought up when you were talking with Denny.
Yeah.
But so So in March they introduced catch and release, but by September they say, catch, batter, and fry is pretty dang good too. Put that cover out there.
Hey, they had to sell some fillet knives at the time.
There you go.
So once they got rid of the fillet knives, they went into full catch and release.
Full catch and release.
Did the fillet knife had the Bass logo on it?
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it.
Pat, I think you guys will back me up. Back then, we all used Rapala fillet knives.
Yes, I meant Rapala. Yes, they were selling as soon as they finished the Rapala fillet knives, Seth Feider signature series in that issue. Ray went strictly to catch and release. Yes, I got it. Hey, bedazzle us, bedazzle the heck out of us now.
All right, hang on a sec.
What are you doing?
I'm getting things in chronological order here.
Oh. Not like you didn't have a whole hour before, right? Right, Ken Duke?
Oh,
that's exactly right. That's
Yeah.
another one I picked out, guys, because that's the issue that covered the 1974 Bassmaster Classic. And if you look carefully, next to Tommy Martin is his wife, Dima. That is the first time a woman ever appeared on the cover of Bassmaster magazine.
Wow.
And it's happened 17 times through the years, but almost all of them have been wives of classic champs.
Okay. 17 times. Dina was the first Bassin wife.
Dima, D-E-M-A, was the first Bass wife to make the cover of the magazine.
Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
All right. So now we're going to go into one of Terry's opinion of what is one of the worst covers ever to grace a Bassmaster magazine.
Oh, this ought to be good.
And this, give you the full pan right here. And
I know that cover.
That fish looks like it has been run through the ringer.
What happened
at
to
least
it?
for an hour trying to get this thing to jump to get a picture of it. I mean, it's hook holes all over its face.
Who's splashing?
Exactly. Who threw the weight in besides that damn
What
fish?
issue is that, Terry?
That is September, October of 75.
Okay.
September, October 75. Okay, cool. That's I was just going to check who took that picture. And that was Pete Zura.
Pete Zura didn't know it was a gold eye, huh?
He didn't take many pictures for bass. Maybe it's because of some fish abuse there.
Yeah, he's just used to taking wildlife mount pictures.
But he did take a lot of outdoor pictures, especially for fishing magazines. I mean, he was a huge deal back then. But
well, when stuff was in black and white photos, it didn't matter, and that was still black and white times. Just out of black and white, Laurels and Hardies.
So let me look and see what
now
we
for
got
me,
here.
Terry, the next one I'd like for me, but keep them in chronological. I'd like February 78 for me next.
Oh, okay, that'll work.
And Seth, this one is for you, brother. This is another classic issue, covering
Where the hell did it go?
Fun's second classic win, unless my magazine bitch can't.
MB is having technical difficulties here.
I'll explain the
Where the hell
cover
did it go?
and hopefully Terry can find it.
It's right behind that vintage AC Shiner hand carved plug behind you.
You see it?
Yeah. No, I don't. I don't see it.
So Clun wins the classic. It's on in 77. It's on the Kissimmee chain in Central Florida. Clun wins, but it's a brutally tough classic. In 3 days, the winning weight is 27 pounds and change. So just brutal. The picture that makes the cover is Rick in his boat and his media partner that day, a guy named Gene Mueller from the Washington Post.
Okay.
Is it Clun catching a fish? No, it's the media partner catching a fish. Because back then, they let the media guys fish. And Clun has a really, what the hell look on his face.
Wow.
Maybe even closer.
Yeah, so close that as close as you can, please, Terry, and down a little.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
He's got this, what the... That's the cover of Bassmaster magazine.
Feel his pain.
Catching a fish.
Can you imagine?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the deal. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so the press is catching a fish in the back.
Yeah, exactly.
Did the media weigh in, or he's just fishing for fun?
No,
The media weighed in. They weighed in one fish, and whoever had big fish would win $500 or $700.
and it was a big fish per day. So the media
Yeah,
was
big fish per
fishing
day.
every single day out of the back of the boat. And I mean, the contestants hated it in a big way because you can imagine, right, Seth?
Yeah.
Drive you nuts. Drive you bonkers.
Because the guy in the back of the boat pops a 5-pounder, you're kind of. How do you be happy for that guy?
Yeah, somebody's swinging. Somebody's swinging.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
if you are,
some of the
you're
time-
lying.
Terry, some of the time, the angler, the competitor in the classic, got the same money. That happened in a few classics.
It wouldn't be enough. It still wouldn't be enough.
No.
Well, Hank Parker told me at one time that he's out there, he's not doing well in this particular classic, so he tried to get his media guy on a good fish, so at least he'd have something to show for it.
Yeah, get a little bit of something, exposure, some kind of deal.
Oh, that's awesome.
You literally have every Bassmaster magazine, guys.
Yeah, I do.
Ken has a full set, and I have a full set. Yeah,
How many issues is that actually?
Aha.
Ken knows. He has it all in a spreadsheet. I have it all in my library.
I mean,
I need to. If I have to count past 21, I got to do something.
So it started in March of '68.
Started in March '68, but they've had different numbers of issues in different years. But right now, the last issue that came out, November, December 2022, was issue 568.
568. And then Seth's 100th tournament will be Okeechobee coming up.
There you go.
Look at that.
Wow. 100th tournament. That's insane.
See the tie-in that's not really a tie-in. But but for real, think about that for a minute. And there's going to be a time, guys, all right, when you Bass historians will be talking about Feider stuff. You know what I mean?
We're already talking about Feider.
Well,
an Angler of the Year title and all he has accomplished. We're already talking about it. Look at what he's done in under 100 tournaments. He's got an AOY. He's won events. I mean, this is an enormously accomplished young guy.
And look at the sweep, Terry and Kenny, of the 21 season. The sweep of the 21 season. Now, you guys have been around a long time, all right, in the sport. I don't mean it like that. Whatever. That wasn't whatever. Hey, but here's the thing. I want to ask you this because it really resonated with me. Seth's emotional feelings. You know, the crying in the truck after the first tournaments, and then the nervousness, the scared anxiety at the start of the 22 season. Have you heard professional anglers talk about this? Give me an example of another angler you may have heard that we can relate to.
All of them, or a good portion of them?
Well, no, go ahead, Kenny.
Well, how about one of Seth's heroes, Rick Clunn? Rick has told me many times that early in his career, and I want to use the exact phrase Rick has used. Early in his career, he said desperation was his friend. He felt like he fished better under that kind of pressure. He said sometimes he knew that unless he got a check, he wouldn't be able to buy the gas to drive home.
To get home.
And he would have to stop somewhere and borrow money from somebody or write them a check that he knew wasn't good right then and ask them to hold on to it just so he could get the gas to get back to Montgomery, Texas. So if you can fish well under those kind of conditions and that kind of pressure, kudos to you. But for Clunn, who is one of the toughest guys mentally ever, desperation was his friend.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to a lot of anglers that they puke, in the morning because they got such bad butterflies. If you don't have that kind of emotion, I don't think you want it bad enough.
Yeah, interesting.
If it doesn't affect you psychologically like that.
Well put. Wow.
You don't want it.
You're right.
I know I throw up before I go on straight casts and to go up against Battisti.
Hey, you guys are awesome, and I'm so happy that you're joining the straight cast here as a fan favorite pop-up segment. And of course, we would be amiss if we did not talk about your guys' new podcast, the Big Bass Podcast. Tell us real quick what the heck you got going with that, boys.
It dropped Tuesday night at midnight. We've been recording for the last month and a half. We've got
sounds fancy, doesn't he? Yeah,
we got 4 episodes out, and so far it's been very, very well accepted.
Yeah.
No bad, no thumbs down yet, and in the whole 9 yards. Yeah, we're pretty happy.
Oh wait, they'll come. They'll come.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
We get them every day.
Mentioning that, Terry.
We get them every day.
Yeah, we'll probably get a flood of them tonight. But the first episode was on H.W. Ross and a 23-pound, 8-ounce fish that he caught out of Florida in 1884 that was never recognized as a world record. And it's a really interesting story because of the length that this man went to get this fish documented.
Okay.
And there was
don't tell too much. Make them listen to the podcast.
Yeah, it's an amazing story. It's an amazing story.
For real though, that's in focusing on magnums. I mean the basically your podcast is. I mean it's more than just big bass, but I mean there's a lot of them out there and enough to talk about to keep everybody enthralled. So.
Yeah, well, the second episode is about Orville Ball, the man that had the genius to do the Florida bass experiment in California.
Oh yeah. I read about that. It's coming back. I gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
that's on Epi too.
Yep, so too, Ken.
Awesome. And where do they find you? Every podcast platform and the YouTube?
Yep.
There it is. And, of course, you got an Instagram page now. You got a Facebook, and there's Bass Fishing Archives on Instagram and Facebook. Ken Duke is just he's just a face, a non-face on Instagram, but the best, the coolest name ever on Instagram. What's your name, Ken?
I think I'm Micropterus.
Yes, you are.
That's his email address, too, ken@micropterus.com. He bought that email address like 15 years ago.
Oh, it's the
I own
best.
that URL, micropterus.com, and I've done nothing with it except had a buddy set me up with email.
I love it, man. And thank you so much, guys. It's a pleasure to have you as regulars here on the show now.
Thank you so much, Pat. We appreciate the opportunity. And before we go, I know you want to move on with the show. I got one trivia question.
Please
for you
go.
guys.
No, please go.
Topic joining you. Who is the only BASS Angler of the Year who never got a cover?
BASS Angler of the Year that never got a cover. Good one.
Never
Ken.
got a cover.
It took me a few minutes. And it'll blow you away.
I think you'll be shocked.
I don't know the BASS Angler.
Seth, you got a guess?
I'm thinking. Oh, is there? Can you throw me an era?
I'm not going to give you too big a hint. You already know that guys like Van Dam got a million covers. Van Dam had the most covers, by the way.
That was my guess.
Different covers. But this guy won Angler of the Year 2
Van Darn.
times. And this guy who's never gotten a cover of Bassmaster won Angler of the Year 2 times, and he is one of the 3 or 4 most well-known anglers in this country.
Hank Parker?
No, Hank got a couple of covers. But you're on exactly the right track.
Go back a little bit.
Jimmy Houston, Angler of the Year?
Yep.
Jimmy Houston never has been on the cover.
Really?
Of Bassmaster.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
That is.
Wait, so he's never been on Bassmaster?
He's
At
never
all?
been on the cover of
Never been
Bassmaster
on the
magazine.
cover of Bassmaster magazine. Yeah.
I'm baffled.
Yeah, so are we.
And of course, Jimmy's been in Bassmaster many, many times, but never on the cover. And I think that's a wrong that needs to be rectified. I hope they'll reach out to Jimmy and say, we screwed up.
We're playing Jimmy's song for you right now. Here's Jimmy now. See? Gosh, I was blown away by that. Unreal. All right, let's get Jimmy on the cover. Seth, we got to do this.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Matt Robertson's job. That's his hero.
That is.
It's
actually
Matt's job for real. It really is now. We have to make that happen. Matt better get on it. Hey, but Bass Historians, want to come on again?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd love to have you.
We're available tomorrow.
Okay, let's do another show tomorrow. Let's just talk about stuff and old Bass and stuff forever. All right, I'll call you when I get up. Hey, but
you love it.
Hey,
thanks for the exposure. Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for the conversation.
We love it.
All the best to you, brother.
Appreciate it.
Same here. Yeah, we appreciate everything you guys are doing. Have a good one, guys.
Yeah, you too, guys, and good luck on the new podcast. That's the Big Bass Podcast. Check them out. The Bass Historians, right there. All right, give it up. That's them right there. Heck yeah. Woo! All right, Feider, you doing good?
Doing great.
You doing good?
Doing
Some
great.
good stuff. Hey, they're still there. You guys remind me of the guys on the Muppet Show right now.
I'll click out.
No, you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. Seth, are you having a good time? How you like the Bass Historians?
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Dude,
Yeah.
they know more stuff than anybody. I mean, it's absolutely nuts, man. Hey, let's wind it down. I want to remind everybody again, and I think this will carry up on until in tomorrow too, Seth, that it's Straight Cast 15. Get you 15 off Impulse Lithium, right?
Yeah. Hell yeah. We got to do some viewer questions, rapid fire. Take over the show again.
Ginge hates you right now.
Why? Ginge don't even got to be there. Questions. I'll hit him.
Well,
knock
I
him out
mean,
of the
start
park.
firing them, Bass Galaxy. You got questions for Feider. Start pounding them out here. And yeah, what's that, Andy? Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's give some stuff away, Seth.
Okay.
Yeah, we better do that and get our responsibilities.
We got a lot of prizes.
Yeah, we got a lot of prizes. So, all right. So, what do we got, Ginge? What's going on?
Do you just want me to give them off, or do you want to give them to Seth?
Give them to Seth.
All right.
You text them to me?
Yeah.
Can you do that? Yeah. Okay.
Like they have internet on.
Yeah. You got that science?
Yeah.
That gets text. All right. Only right that you should give the winners' names. Huh? No, there's two winners. So there's four possible winners tonight. There's the Pedro Rock. There's the Tin Cup Rod and Reel. There's the Impulse Swag Sack, and the Power Pole Swag Bag Sack. And plus, you can buy Impulses for $15 off tonight. And they come with Seth Feider's face on them. It's an imprint.
Oh, yeah.
Act now. Just his mustache imprint. It's plaster casting in the top of the battery. What's going on? Where's Choder?
He's in his room.
That's my room. Why is he in my room?
It's your room.
It is my.
Well.
Did you guys clean the sheets? I heard that
I'd say so. Yeah.
I heard
probably.
that. I heard that my room's all clean now. Like you got all the Daiwa rods out of there. The 15 million Denny trophies. He's got. All right, you got Feider. You got the answer. So what do you want?
Three of them. I got 3 of them so far.
Oh, 3 so far.
Still waiting on the Tin Cup.
On the coupling. All right, what are you gonna give them? Medieval or drum rolls or what are we doing? Medieval. Yeah, Seth is medieval. I like it.
Do you have any sort of order you want these in? Or
no, that's your show. You're the guest of honor.
Well, I'll just read them as they were texted to me.
Okay, there you go. All right.
All right.
Here it is. You getting ready?
I'm ready. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, that was like 1 trumpet and a half. I thought it was gonna. Okay, the Power Pole Swag Pack winner is James Gibbons.
Jamie Gibbons.
Yeah.
James Gibbons, come on down. You won the Power Pole Swag Sack. You direct message J.R. Ewing, Rock and Roll Fantasy, on the Rock and Show Fantasy on the book face.
The Impulse Swag Pack winner is.
It's called the Swag Sack.
Swag Sack.
Yeah.
Sticks and Stones. Kenny Whittick.
Kenny Whittick. Come on down. You won the Impulse Swag Sack. Compliments of Bill and Darlene Wheeler at Impulse Lithium.
Yep. And the Tin Cup Rod and Reel winner is Cody Rothstein.
Rothstein. Do you say Steen or Stein?
I'm going Stein.
I'm going Stein too. Cody Rothstein. You won the Tin Cup Whiskey Rod and Reel. Compliments of Luke Foley and Tin Cup Whiskey. And wait, this is the big one, Seth. I mean, this is a life changer.
Oh, I know.
This is a life changer.
I saved it for last.
It's a life changer. It's Pedro's Rock.
Pedro's Rock goes to Josh Howard.
Josh Howard?
That's it.
Paging Mr. Howard, Mr. Howard, Mr. Josh Howard. You have won Pedro's Rock. That is nuts. That's a hell of a prize.
His life has changed, yeah.
Yeah, they don't even know yet. They have no idea. They have no idea. Hey, dude. I mean, you're gonna go wild? You're gonna do questions?
Let's just.
You love this part.
I do.
You really do love this.
Because I'll answer anything.
I know. I mean, it's like you at this point of the evening, you're just like
I ain't pleading the fifth to nothing.
He's very vulnerable right now. If you have questions for Seth Feider,
and I don't lie either.
Yeah, he ain't lying. He's telling it. He's telling it like it is. Hey, Seth, are you?
Yeah, you ready?
Who's giving them, Andy?
I'm just gonna yell him. You can't see him.
Oh, he can't look at him like normally.
No,
I don't know how
that's not gonna work.
That's fine. Rapid fire. Let's go.
How'd the duck season go?
Might have been the best duck season we ever had.
Wow. Can you say names too, please, Andy?
No.
I know it's hard to pronounce.
Stephen Knight.
Stephen Knight.
Yeah, Stephen Knight. It got really cold like 2 weeks before the season ended. Normally we get like 2-3 like really good mallard shoots, and we had like 2 weeks of just beating the hell out of them.
All right.
Patrick Sharp wants to know what's the gun and shell for the greenheads.
The gun and shell. I'm on the 28 gauge kick. Benelli Ethos Cordoba 3-inch 28 gauge with a Boss 3-inch number 5.
Okay.
Like it. I like it.
Matt. What's his name? Dylan High Night wants to know what's the worst fishing lure.
The worst fishing lure.
Senko.
Your favorite hair jig and when to use it. Matt Forbes.
Fighter fly.
Of course.
May through August.
All right.
Black 332nd.
Whoa, hold on.
Is that a dirty word?
No, yeah. Sean Lofgren.
You want me to pronounce it?
Are you going to ice fish?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, me either.
Keep coming, Andy. Keep coming. Come on.
Ways Wasatch. How was Chauncey in Creston? My buddy Tyler saw you.
Oh yeah, Chancey was awesome.
Chancey,
We dug in with him one day in Iowa. Didn't shoot shit, but
yeah,
it was a good time.
He's amazing. I like the videos when he sneaks up on the turkeys.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's a badass.
We had a good time.
A Rat Mobbertson wants to know who has the sexiest hair in fishing.
Rat Mobbertson. Interesting.
Rat Mobbertson.
Rat
I think
Mobbertson.
he's friend with Death Spider.
Yeah. Oh,
he's one of those guys.
And is he friends with Dark Rona
yes,
too?
He's
Yeah,
that guy.
Dark Mona. Yeah.
He has Inham hats.
Best hair in fishing? I don't know. Probably Scott Martin.
Oh.
Okay. Way better than Matt Robertson's.
Yeah.
Just kidding, but I know him and Matt are buddies, so I figured I'd give him a little shout.
Hair tips.
Matthew Pollock wants to know if you went out west, how would you do?
Bass fishing?
Yeah.
Good, I hope. I don't know.
Horrible.
Justin Baker wants to know who's in the Sleepjackers this year. What's the lineup?
Oh, good question.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
question.
The Sleepjackers is all jacked up now. It's me and Maddie, Chris and Corey, and then maybe Gussie.
So just a few jackers.
Just a few.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like I'm the only sleepjacker now, to be honest with you. But whatever. I miss Chris Grow.
Chris is amazing. I talk to Chris quite often now. I know.
I actually talked to him today.
Yeah. He's doing
He's
good.
heading out deer hunt.
Yeah, he's on the Waterland team too. Waterland Sunglasses with us here.
Mr. Robertson said you're not his friend anymore.
Oh, you're not friends with him anymore.
No.
That's fine.
That's fine. David
Yeah,
Cotter
he's
wants
lying.
to
He'll call me.
know. David Cotter wants to know, how did you do on your Bush Lake Derby in high school? I don't know.
Dave Cotter is a good old friend, but yeah, we don't. Yeah, this is
You said ask
next
him.
question.
All right. Who's the toughest dude in the elites?
Toughest dude in the elites. I bet you Caleb Summerall's probably. I mean, I don't know if he'd beat everybody up, but I bet you he would.
Fake Spencer wants to know, are we going to see another 6-pounder off of that pontoon?
It's Fake Spencer.
Possibly. Possibly. We're going back to this year.
Favorite fish besides the bass?
Favorite fish besides the bass? That's a good question.
Well, I know the answer.
Do you?
Uh-huh. I've seen you get all excited over him, and I'm like, whatever.
What is it?
It's a dang bluegill. You get so excited jacking Magnum bluegills. It's like
those were Magnum bluegills.
I know they're Magnums, but still, you're
Those
all
were like-
"Oh!" you're going Ike and Ellie like on your
catching a
back and
giant
everything.
anything.
Don't stop trying. You're like boat flipping mag bluegills.
That was just because of their size. I mean, I don't know what the next best fish is. We'll go with bluegill, sure.
Orca, definitely an orca.
Fake Spence wants to burn some darts at Champlain. Just an FYI. Put that on the list.
What does he want?
To burn some darts with you.
Oh, done.
Yeah, done deal. Easy.
All day, every day.
Yeah. Just look him up at Champlain.
Yeah, I'll be there burning darts.
wouldn't beat Caleb. Come on, questions. Who should Matt wrestle next? Derek?
Matt should retire from wrestling because he can't beat anyone.
What if there was
been working out though? He might be tougher this year. He might be tougher.
He's svelte. But Matt's reminding me more of a boxing kangaroo.
Yeah, he's toughening up for sure, but I think he should stop.
So we know the toughest. Who's the softest?
Probably me.
All right.
Keep them coming, Andy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They're not coming. They're loading.
Loading it up.
On Stray Cast Galaxy.
Let's go. Hey,
Let's go.
Seth, what's your favorite moment ever on Stray Cast? You've been on every season.
Probably the first time Denny came on.
Yeah, I remember your face. Like, cause you thought I was totally just messing with you, and had it like a Denny impersonator or something. And you looked like a little kid. I remember sending
that was a little bullshit though, trying to get him to tell me to lift weights and shit. So.
Got him.
My stroke is fine. Okay? Got me all insecure. Denny on there. That's heartbreak.
We had it planned. And Denny was gonna tell all that.
Okay.
That's what it was.
I mean, I'll find your idol and I'm telling him you're a pussy.
Oh my gosh, that'll I'll take it way worse than you did. Way worse than you did.
Oh, I know.
Hey, do you believe Jimmy Houston isn't on Bassmaster?
That's wild.
That is crazy.
Matt's got to do something about that for real.
Does.
That's like, I mean, I know.
Maybe they need to do like a group shot next time Matt's going to be on the cover, him and Jimmy.
Yeah.
Nothing but flowing blonde hair.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is.
Bleach blonde hair everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. Just flowing. The
couple spinner baits.
Piercings. Spinnerbait piercings.
So which lake on the schedule gives you a hell yes? What are you looking forward to?
Can I get a hell yes?
Which one's
Can I get a hell yeah?
I like the ones I've never been to. Like I've never been to Seminole. I've never been to Murray. Never been to Lay Lake. I think maybe Lay Lake's a hell yeah.
Okay. A lot of variety of those.
Yeah, it's a swim jig derb, I think.
Okay.
Maybe.
Wow.
We didn't have one all year last year. I was pretty disappointed.
Back to the fluffy fluff.
Sketchiest boat ride.
Sketchiest boat ride. That was day 4, Lake Champlain, 2020, I believe. The one where I broke off my graphs and then some guy that randomly met Brandon Polnick found him on his lakeshore property.
Yeah.
That was the worst one ever. The waves weren't that bad, but it was the sense of urgency that made it bad because it was like, oh crap, I think I won the tournament. I didn't. And I have like 30 minutes to get back and I'm like 20 miles away. So we have to drive like 4 times as fast as we should be in these waves.
Oh,
so
no.
That's what made it worse with my boy EK. Shout out EK. He's probably not watching, but yeah, we almost died together.
Wow.
So with Florida, Daniel Whitehurst, are you intimidated by Florida still, or do you not care since you've been down there so much?
No, I don't care anymore.
Okay.
You don't care about nothing.
I used to be.
I don't give a
He
shit.
does what he
used to
wants.
be.
Gosh. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not gonna say it like that. Florida still, I'm still getting. I have a hard time in Florida, no doubt.
Well, you had a good derb, your first one in 21 there.
Yeah, no, I
Florida
got good
Club.
visions this year, dude. Not gonna lie, dude. After the first 2 tournaments, my dreams are I'm leading the points after the first 2 in Florida.
Okay.
Just my dreams, but you know.
But still, no, that's important. And you know what's something else I noticed about you in 21 when you won Angler of the Year? Every morning we'd talk, you'd have a song in your head. You'd have it'd be a different type of song every day. And it even got to the point where I'd be like, what's the song today? You know what I mean? And I didn't notice that as much about you in 22.
Oh, I had the radio off.
Okay. There was silence in the airwaves.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Silent in the car. Yeah, it was no no fun was had in 2022, except till the end, like the last few.
You salvaged yourself. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's you turned it around like a champion does. But so do you foresee airwaves this year? Do you foresee songs in your head in the mornings?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna predict a song, but yeah.
No, I know that, but I mean, do you see that happening again?
Yeah, the radio's on.
Okay, I like it. I like it. Yeah, Seth Feider, the radio is on 2023. Let the airwaves flow.
Just thinking.
Let the airwaves flow.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Ginge, how you doing back?
Good.
You want
to keep going, or are you done?
Let's roll. Let's roll. Come on.
Who's the sketchiest at the launch that you don't want to be by when they take off?
Because they're terrible boat drivers.
Correct. I didn't want to say that.
I mean, Ike and Ellie's right there.
Yeah.
He's
Get out of the way.
for sure.
He's a Jersey Devil.
Like he might just crash his boat to be on the cover of Bassmaster. You know what I mean? He might just do that.
He's just hammered down and.
Yeah, for sure. According to Matt Robertson, you don't want to be standing next to Austin when he pulls out. He'll get your New Balance.
He did.
wet.
Austin got Matt's shoes wet.
Oh,
I know.
Crocs got holes in them, though, don't they?
That's why it makes it worse. You immediately feel the wetness on your feet when your shoes have holes in them.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Favorite person to share the boat with? Non-tournament.
Probably Pedro.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got it. Pedro and you
Yeah,
on
we
that
got
special
a
lake.
annual deal. Yeah, he's a good time.
He loves it too.
Oh, yeah, I like watching him catch him.
Yeah.
Plus, we always got mill flipping, so it's pretty good.
He's like, by the end of the day, I'm just sore. Once a year is good. Good. I'm glad you did. Thank you.
Right. So it's its best camera, but do you have a superstition about the bass guys in your boat with camera guys?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, EK was my rock for sure. I got to find a new lucky one. I will say that.
He's searching, taking resumes.
Dylan wants to know what's your favorite technique you want to get better at. I'm sorry, not favorite. What's your technique you want to get better at? Sorry.
Get better at. Probably winding a plug.
Winding a plug. Good answer.
Yeah.
What do you need to be better about it?
I don't know. But I need improvement. I just haven't done it a whole lot, you know. I'm getting there.
They want to know what. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, I flipped the jig enough. Like, I got that shit figured out. But I'm kind of new to the cranking game.
Winder.
A lot of them want to know what music pumps you up. So say the AOY, I know you were switching them, but what's gets you jacked up?
As far as like pumped up, it's probably I don't really like to get pumped up with music. I kind of like to chill. I like the mellowness. Dude, I don't know.
Tell him your XM stations.
Fleetwood
Tell
Mac, dude. I don't know.
What's your station?
Yacht Rock.
Yacht Rock. He's on the Yacht Rock.
Yeah, I am on the Yacht Rock. They don't play enough Fleetwood Mac on there. I'm not trying to get pumped.
Keeps him away to where he's
mellow
going.
out.
Who's got the dirtiest?
Something about Fleetwood Mac, dude. I've liked them since I was 5 years old, and I like them to this day.
100%.
Timeless shit.
It really is. And Stevie Nicks.
Everything else, I
captivating.
get on a bender and I listen to them, and then like a couple of years later, like I don't listen to them at all. You know.
And Seth, you listen to, if you don't mind if I share, like you guys even listen to Fleetwood Mac at dinner time. That's like your dinner music.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
The girls and you, just
timeless.
Yeah, absolutely. It's your dinner music. Nice.
Who has the dirtiest, gnarliest boat on the Elites?
Ooh.
Me.
You? Sometimes clean though. Depends.
No.
How
is it all dirty now?
Hey, you sold the old Ballistic, right?
I did.
How many dart holes were in it, actually? How many dart burns?
Maybe 3.
That's not bad. That's good for you.
No, for 2 years in a boat.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Your kiddies were way different.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about the club championship in Knoxville?
Oh.
Don't love it, but I mean, whatever. I don't love any. I mean, just because you don't love it doesn't mean it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Honestly, if I was ever going to go on a classic tear, they'd have to go back to the old school classic at the end of the season and have them up north. Then I'd tear some shit up.
Bring it on.
When they had the classics in August, September.
Oh yeah, that was Clun stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I fucked some shit up in September.
Go back to Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Yeah, you go. Yeah,
I'll go, dude.
Yeah, you might fare well actually. You would.
Taco would be tough.
Yeah.
He would.
He'd be out there with like half a pound test.
Little pinky ice jigs, smashing them on bridge pilings.
Yeah.
Willie
Taco would be tough.
I'm kind of wanting some juicier questions. Is there? I mean, like
Willie or Waylon?
Willie or what?
I ain't on either one.
I mean, then there's no dirt in there.
No.
All right, well, okay, we got to calm crowd. He said he'd answer anything for crying out loud. You got a vulnerable Seth Feider.
I'll tell you anything.
Yeah, and you're asking about Senkos.
Favorite city to party in?
Favorite city to party in? Good question.
Derby town.
Favorite derby town
to party.
Oh, I know it too.
Ginge, can I go on here? I'm gonna get some of these too. Watch this.
Favorite derby town.
Watch me.
You know, I really have the best time at the St. Lawrence River.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
Interesting.
Yeah, staying up with Tommy Dolan at the Bridgeview Motel and then hitting the Alexander Bay and whatever those towns are, those little bars.
What's the biggest find you've seen on the Elites?
Well, I don't know them all, but Maddie's underwear find would be the biggest I've seen.
The biggest what? What was the question?
Fine.
Oh, the biggest fine. And that was 7.2 million, I believe? Is that what that
I don't know. I think it was like 2,500. I don't know. Plus or minus.
I have a Matt question here on there.
I know I had to pay for some of it. I know that.
What this question here, what that you can say, Seth, be careful. What's the dumbest thing you've ever seen Matt Robertson do besides what's the dumbest thing you've ever seen Matt Robertson do?
Like in my opinion, it's not that bad, but like just like some of the hooks he throws.
Okay.
Like he's got that spooky lobs that has like hooks that are like
I know
all the way through on him.
Yeah.
And he'll just throw it on game day like it's okay, but really he's done way more dumber stuff, but like that one bothers me the most.
Like change your hooks, bud.
Yeah.
They're good. What's the smartest thing you ever seen Matt do? I'm going to spin this guy's question. What's the smartest thing you ever seen Matt do? Because Matt's very smart. A lot of people for real. Matt is one of the smartest guys I know. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, for sure. Smartest thing I've ever seen Matt do.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Oh wow!
Right, math on your show.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. All right, Ginge. I mean, we're just podcasting here. We're Seth Feider, 23 season.
Nobody else.
I know. I mean, I like your willingness. I mean, I feel almost semi-guilty.
Hey, if they're still watching, we owe it to them.
Yeah, I after all this.
Like I think a lot of them got scared off a little while ago.
What'd you do?
So that wasn't me. But if they're still here, we owe it to them.
Oh, goodness gracious. Hey, man, it's been a blast, bud.
Had a good time.
Yeah, it sure
See you in Florida.
Yeah, we're when are we leaving? 27th.
27th.
Straight week of bassing and then more bassing.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Hey, it's cool to watch your career. It's cool to be your friend, and I wish you the best of luck in 2023 on the Elite Series.
Thank you.
Bass
Appreciate
Galaxy, give it up for the one and only. He's a llama. They tell me he's a llama. Seth Feider. You're very rosy cheeked right now compared to how the show started. For those watching on the podcast, are listening on the podcast tomorrow, this is a rosy cheeked Seth Feider. Hey, we'll see you soon. Sayonara. And Brad's show with Jamie Bruce premieres Saturday here on the Straightcast Network into the Great White Opens. So
it'll probably be shot right here.
Yeah.
Same background.
But it will look very coincidental. Hey, Bass Galaxy, it's been a blast. I thank you, and thank you so much for allowing us to do this for 8 years. Crestliner, thank you so much. Power Pole, Half a Spot, Sims, Omnia Fishing, you know about them, Seth. You know that. Impulse Lithium, Berkeley, Abu Garcia. Hey, and the new folks over at the Waterland Company, thank you much. Throwing shade with some Waterland now. Alpha Angler Fishing, Ichikawa Hooks. Hey, it's been a blast. We're back next Wednesday at B2. Wait till you see what we got in store this time. I'm Pat Renwick, Andrew Ellenberger. Thanks to all the sponsors for the giveaways. Thanks to Seth Feider. Thanks to Denny Brauer. And thanks to the Bass Historians. We're out of here. Peace.